What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing tonight? We're talking Chris Archer, we're talking Trevor Bauer, Marcell Ozuna, and we're going to take a look at the MLB top prospects for 2021. Let's do it. And what is going on, baseball fans? How you doing tonight? Happy Tuesday to everyone in the chat. Hello, 71 people strong right now. Let's hope we can get to, I don't know, maybe 100 soon. We'll have to wait and see. A lot of familiar faces. Jackson is here. Hello. Savage Gamer 34. Hello. Alec. Hello. What is going on? Disciple of Olay. What is going on? Bananas here. Travis is here. Vincent is here. Junior B is here. Anthony Torres is here. Oh, man, Anthony, I don't know about we're going to talk about Ozuna here in a little bit. I don't know about the Rays, though. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Could you imagine the Rays just dishing out like $80 million for Ozuna? I wouldn't even know what to think at that point. Alrighty. Got MLC 99 here. Adam Grabenstein, what is going on? Nihawan, did I get that right today? I did. I got that right today. Is it Nihawan? I give up. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll tell you, when as a teacher, the first week of school is always very rough for me when it comes to names. First off, it takes me a little while to remember all of my students' names, and then you always get like 3 or 4 kids where I just cannot pronounce the name. And that's not on the kid, that's more me, because as I've said a million times on this show, I have a potato for a brain. So, yeah, first week of school, man, always rough. Jared Grant is here. What is going on? How are we doing? Hello, everyone. If I missed anyone, hello. Alrighty, not too much tonight. I mean, I don't know what's going on. We had some the hot stove in the last couple of weeks. But nothing too much recently. In the last few days, we have not had too much. I feel like the Trevor Bauer news has just gone completely cold. I mean, Ozuna off the market, or going to be off the market soon. I would imagine, hopefully. I don't know. It seems like we're hearing some little things here and there. We're seeing some minor signings here and there, but as we draw closer and closer to pitchers and catchers reporting, I mean, you would imagine some of these guys are going to start coming off the board. I would imagine Bauer is eventually going to come off the board. I said last week I would think this week would be the week. You know, you get it done this week. You got, another week and a half until you report to camp, and then that's that. I would imagine Bauer wants to sign soon. I know Rachel Luba did say, I forget the exact words of her tweet, but I know she said, stuff was getting kind of, busy and whatnot. So, I mean, all we can really do at this point is just keep our eyes glued to Twitter. But we did have a signing today. We had a pretty interesting one. Chris Archer heading back to the Rays. We do have one little thing on Trevor Bauer to talk about tonight. We got one little thing on Marcell Ozuna to talk about. But really what I'm excited to talk about tonight are the new prospect list for 2021. I know that was released, about like a few days ago or close to a week ago. I never really was able to get a chance to really touch up on it because, we had everything going on with Nolan Arenado and everything else. So, yeah, tonight I figured, you know what? There's not really much going on. Let's talk about the prospects tonight. I'll go over some guys that maybe could have been on that list. Maybe some guys that I think maybe are too high on the list. Maybe some guys that are too low. We'll go through it. So, yeah, we might as well just get right to it. But, as always, if I may, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 6K by opening day. We're at 5.4. We have been just cooking lately with the new subscribers. Thank you to all the new subscribers to the channel. It has been awesome to see all the traffic lately through the channel coming into the live shows. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you are looking for more baseball content and more baseball news. Hit that like button for me, everyone. We're trying to get this stream out to more baseball fans. More likes means YouTube will like it more. And go follow me on Twitter. I'm talking some baseball there throughout the day. So, alrighty. I'm seeing a super chat coming in. Usually when, hopefully, let's see if it pops up. Juan Diaz, I'm seeing your super chat, my friend. Usually when I switch those screens, I don't know why, the super chats don't really want to pop up. But Juan Diaz, you're saying, been hearing some chatter about the Mets and J-Ram. Have you heard anything on that? They seem to always make headlines for bad reasons. These Mets lately, even with the whole, Mickey Callaway thing, somehow the Mets are still getting thrown into it. And I understand that he used to be with the Mets, but it's I don't know with the Mets. They just can't seem to really get away from the bad news. Steve Cohen and GameStop last week. Having a Twitter war with Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports. The Mets just can't seem to catch a break. But hey, a season of winning might help the Mets. But as for Ramirez, I've seen little things here and there I on Twitter and whatnot, but more speculation kind of stuff. I just feel like nothing's going to happen on that front. I think it's more just kicking tires. I know that's not the exciting answer that, anyone really wants to hear, but I just think with Ramirez, in my opinion, I think he was the true MVP last year. No disrespect to Jose Abreu last year, but Ramirez, I thought, just put up great numbers, was huge for that Indians team that really lacked offense. So Jose Ramirez, to me, I think is going to end up staying put with the Indians. I would be shocked if the Indians traded him because he's on a good contract. It's not like he's, debilitating to their payroll. I don't really see a need for it, to move him, but we'll have to wait and see. Who knows? I mean, this offseason, I was saying at one point, let me get this music turned off. I was saying, at one point that this offseason might have been just the worst, and I actually do think that. I think this offseason has not been the best offseason. It's been pretty, when we've had things happen, it's been pretty exciting, but it just feels like everything's really spaced apart. This is why I wish Major League Baseball would do some kind of a deadline to be able to sign with a team or something. I don't know. I know that might sound a little drastic, but you know what I mean? I love the NBA free agency. I've said this a couple times on this channel. I love how they do free agency. It seems like an event every single year. It's just like a week of like nonstop action of guys just signing with new teams, re-signing with their teams or whatever, even trades happening as well. So I do wish Major League Baseball would do something to make free agency a little more exciting. It gets very drawn out. And as I said a little earlier, we're getting so close to spring training now, and you still got Trevor Bauer out there. You still got Ozuna out there. You still got guys like Odorizzi out there. You got talent out there still, and they still have not yet to sign. And that to me is disappointing. But I digress. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Really appreciate that. But here we go. Let's start with the main story today, and we have Chris Archer going back to the Rays, and I think this is really interesting. So Chris Archer, as we know, Chris Archer was a longtime Ray. My Red Sox had the pleasure of knocking him around a couple of times. Chris Archer, he got to us a couple of times, really kind of sat our lineup down sometimes. But I'm very familiar with Chris Archer, seeing him pitch. But what's interesting is he is heading back to the Rays after one of the most lopsided trades in baseball history. Chris Archer going to the Pirates, and in return, the Rays getting Tyler Glasnow, Austin Meadows, and Shane Baz, which Shane Baz is now one of their top prospects. And now Tyler Glasnow just pitching in a World Series this past season, and Austin Meadows having a very good season in 2019, kind of digressed in 2020, but overall, Austin Meadows still a very solid player, and Chris Archer just absolutely stunk with the Pirates. But let's get to the story here. I think this is one of the more interesting signings. I think it has the potential to be a pretty underrated signing this season. You guys know with the Rays, you know, the Rays, they have this way of being able to turn guys around, to get guys on the right track. And with Chris Archer, he did sit out this whole past season. He had thoracic outlet syndrome, had a surgery to kind of relieve that a little bit. So I would imagine this guy is going to come into the season pretty healthy. I think he is on track to be fully ready to go for spring training. But as we can see here, free agent right-hander Chris Archer is returning to the Rays. This was reported by Ken Rosenthal. It's for 1 year, $6.5 million per Jeff Passan. So again, he was drafted 2006 in the 5th round. He actually was with the Indians and the Cubs and eventually ended up with the Rays. But then he ended up being really good with the Rays. So let's actually go take a look at his career with the Rays. I mean, this guy put up some really good numbers. Really good numbers. If you go take a look at his Rays career, his ERA started to kind of jump up in 2016, 2017. But overall, in his career, why is the little stat thing not popping up? Oh, here it is. So as we can see, during his time with the Rays, 6 seasons, a 3.63 ERA, a 3.46 FIP. If we go take a look at the strikeouts per 9, about 10 strikeouts per 9 during that time, 3 walks per 9, a home run per 9. And he was really solid with the Rays. But then something kind of started to happen. He went to the Pirates in 2018. He was okay in 2018. If we take a look at 2018, let's see here. So he had 27 starts in all of 2018 before including when he went to the Pirates as well. 3.75 FIP. So the FIP painted a better story for him that year. Had a good amount of strikeouts still. 10 strikeouts. I mean, 2017, actually, look at the strikeouts during that time. 11 strikeouts per 9 in 2017, was an all-star. Third in Rookie of the Year voting 2013. 5th in Cy Young in 2015. This guy has had a really solid career, but going to the Pirates, just very ineffective. Having some problems health-wise, missed all of 2020. So, he was getting some strikeouts still, but, I think this has the potential to actually be a decent signing for the Rays. If we go take a look at the Rays on Fangraphs, let's go take a look. All righty. Okay, here we go. 148 people in the chat. What is going on, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. All righty, here we go. So, taking a look at the depth chart right now. So, as we all know, Blake Snell, he's going to the Padres now. Charlie Morton, he's going to the Braves. So, the Rays have had to retool their rotation a little bit. You still got Glasnow, who, in my opinion, we got someone subscribing. Brenda Haas has just subscribed. Welcome to the channel. Hello. But Tyler Glasnow, I don't know, my personal opinion, I just think this guy, he needs to start incorporating some more pitches. He's only 27 years old. I think this guy would be a lights-out closer, but that's just my opinion. I just think he has trouble going deep into games, but I digress. Tyler Glasnow still there. Archer right now on Fangraphs, they are slotting him in as the number 2. I don't think he's going to be the number 2. I could see someone like a Yarbrough being the number 2, or maybe even a Waka. I don't know. Maybe you could go with Archer as the number 2. I still think Archer is pretty good, but I don't know. It'd be interesting. I would imagine Glasnow is going to get that opening day nod. That just seems to, make sense in my head. But overall, I think Waka has the potential to have a bounce back season. I think Archer definitely has the chance for a bounce back season. When you look at this on paper, it's not a bad looking rotation, but it is going to depend heavily on what are Chris Archer going to do? What is Michael Waka going to do at the back end of the rotation? Can Fleming have himself a good year? Can Glasnow even take a step forward? Can Glasnow put himself maybe into the Cy Young conversation? Can he really take that step forward in his career? That's what I'm waiting to see from Glasnow. I'm not fully sold on him. I mean, the guy's got disgusting stuff, but putting it all together, I feel like he just hasn't put it all together yet. That's just my opinion. But again, I think there is potential. And, look out for the Rays. I really do think the Rays could still be a very good team, even though they lost Blake Snell. I mean, I still think this Rays team is very good. This team was 2 wins away from a World Series. Austin Meadows had a down year last year. Arozarena, what's he going to do this year in a full season? You still got Margot, great glove out in the outfield. Ji-Man Choi, they're still going to plug and play guys. They're going to do the platoons. The Rays are going to be the Rays. You guys know the Rays. They're going to be good. I still think they're going to be good. I still think you have to plug them in either, depending on where you're at. I don't know. I am going to, it's hard with the Rays and the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have really made some moves, but I'm not going to let go of the Rays just yet. I like the Rays, but I think what mostly this says is, what this says to me is I think this American League East really is up, I think in a way up for grabs. I think the Yankees to me are still the favorite of that East division. I like what they've done. I really like the depth that they've added. I like that they brought back LeMahieu. I still, for the Yankees, there's so much potential there. I still think there's World Series potential there. But to me, they have to show it. The Rays, you guys know how the Rays are going to, what they're going to do. They're going to be a pesky team. They're going to beat you in many different ways. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how they handle this starting rotation. I'm intrigued by it. I'm intrigued by Michael Wacha. I'm intrigued by Archer. Just because it's the Rays and they just have a way to kind of get guys on the right track. And then the bullpen too. Really like the bullpen. I think this bullpen still has, top 5 bullpen potential. So, yeah, I really like it. And then, of course, with the Rays, you got the prospects. Wander Franco. We're going to talk about Wander Franco here in a little bit. But Wander Franco, could he maybe come up this year? I don't know. Could he maybe be, the spark of a player for the Rays at some point? I like this Rays team. I still think there's a lot to like about this Rays team. Right now, if we go to, where do I go here? I always forget how to get to the projections. I feel like they have it here. Oh, here we go. 2021 projected full season. So right now, they actually have the Rays. They have the Rays right now finishing with a .511 win percentage. I don't know about that. The offense, I'm not really big on the offense with the Rays, but I still think this pitching can be pretty good. Going to be interesting. I don't know. They got teams like the Angels in front of the Rays right now. They got my Red Sox in front of the Rays right now. I don't know. That's going to be a wait and see. I think the Red Sox can be a very good team this year, and that's not bias, I promise you. I just really look at the Red Sox on paper right now, and I like the depth that they have. I've liked some of the moves that they've made. I'm looking for, and one thing with the Red Sox is no one's talking about the Red Sox. And maybe there is a little bit of bias on my part, but I just like the depth that they've added. There's a lot of what ifs on that team. They have to have everything fall into the right place. But I think this AL East, you got the Yankees now, you got the Blue Jays with a great lineup. You got the Blue Jays. The only thing with them I wonder about is the starting pitching. The Red Sox, I've liked the moves that they've made this offseason. The Rays, a couple interesting moves to kind of make up for the loss of Blake Snell and Charlie Morton. They usually seem to do really well at figuring out how to, to do things on the fly, So this American League East, it's going to be really interesting. If we go do they have the projected standings? No, they just have the win percentages right now. So, but yeah, as of right now, they got the Yankees as the best team overall. Dodgers right behind them. Padres third. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So it looks like right now the Red Sox, it looks like they dropped a little bit. So I don't know if Fangraphs updated this because the Red Sox were 5th at one point. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they got the Astros right now just out in front of the Red Sox. And the Rays, I think the Rays should be a little higher on this. I think the Rays, I think they should be a little higher. But overall, the Chris Archer signing, going to be interesting to see what he ends up doing. Going back home to Tampa Bay, 1-year deal. I think it's good for both sides. Chris Archer can try and reestablish his value. Hey, the Rays, they get a familiar guy. They get a guy for their rotation. I like it. I think it's a good move for both sides. So, moving on, I'm just going to run through these next 2 quick stories because I really want to talk about the top prospects. That's going to take up the most of the time tonight. So, wanted to get Archer out of the way. Again, heading back to the Tampa Bay Rays for 1 year, $6.5 million. But real quick, I just want to touch on a couple of interesting things. First being Trevor Bauer. As I was saying earlier with the free agents, this free agent market, it's just been interesting. You still got guys on the board. I mean, not like we haven't seen this before. We saw Bryce Harper, Manny Machado sign like right at the beginning of or right up until spring training. So we've seen this, this before. So Trevor Bauer, however, one of his good friends in the major leagues, Walker Buehler, he wants Trevor Bauer on the Dodgers. He wants him on the Dodgers. So let's actually go take a look. Let's go pull up the article. Let's go pull up the quote. Alrighty, so Walker Buehler making the news today. So as we can see, let's share the screen. So today, according to Dodger Blue, I'm not sure who Walker Buehler was talking to. He was on Dodger Talk. Okay, so he went on Dodger Talk. All right, so, okay, wait, hold on. So this is through, never mind. I was thinking Dodger Talk was something else. I thought that was a YouTube channel. But no, he was on the radio station saying he's hopeful that he'll sign with the Dodgers. So it says here, I know Trevor a fair amount and have gotten along with him well when we've been around with each other. I think it's hard to say we wouldn't want that guy around. He obviously had an amazing year last year, and we hope he finds his way. I hope he finds his way into some blue, but obviously it's a little above my pay grade. Again, it's not, it's not, groundbreaking news by any means, of course. Who wouldn't want to, get a guy like a Trevor Bauer? But I think it says a lot that the players, they would like to, I think Trevor Bauer, as of late, he has been getting a lot of hate recently just because of how they've been interacting on Twitter. People are getting a little impatient. If they feel, some people I've read, they feel like he's drawing out the process just to, kind of get more clicks on YouTube or, get more views, stuff like that. So they feel like I've read that some people think he is drawing out this process on purpose to kind of, make it more of an entertainment kind of a thing. So, I mean, yeah, it's not the worst move in the world if that is true, but I kind of understand it because people are interested in it. So it's not the worst thing, but, but it is interesting to see a player come out. I don't think we've seen a player come out this offseason and say like, hey, we would love to have him on our team. And, and who knows, Walker Buehler, hey, he's got a pretty important role on that Dodgers team. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to push any needles or anything like that. But we'll have to wait and see. Trevor Bauer, it's going to be interesting to see what ends up happening with him. The whole stuff with all the Mets going on recently. They were rumored to be the front runner at one point. The Angels are rumored to be out of it completely. But now what's going on with their pitching coach, Mickey Callaway? Could that have any impact or anything? As of right now, Mickey Callaway has been suspended. So who knows if they just end up parting ways? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. But I don't know. I still wonder about the Blue Jays. I still wonder about maybe like a team like the Twins. I wonder about this stuff. I think Trevor Bauer, in the end, the only thing besides where he's going to go, I wonder about the contract. And I think that's ultimately going to be the thing. I think it's going to be what contract is going to meet his wants and his needs the most. I think he's going to get some kind of a unique contract. I think he's going to get opt-outs all over the place. I think he's going to get a decent amount of money. I personally would not give the guy more than like 25, but if you want to get someone like a Trevor Bauer, he's probably going to cost you anywhere from 28 to 33. Is he going to sign a short deal? Is he going to sign a long deal? I'll tell you this right now. My personal belief, if he signs a long deal, I think you're going to see at least a couple of opt-outs in that deal. I would be shocked if he signed a deal and there was no opt-out in it. I would be completely shocked by that. Or at least a player, like a decent player option in there. I'd be very, very shocked. We'll have to wait and see what ends up happening with him. I think he'll be great for any rotation. Some people worry about the chemistry. Is he going to be too much with the chemistry? Is he going to just be, I could see Trevor Bauer being like very fun, but then I could see like, something in the media coming out here and there. And then he starts becoming like some kind of a headache or something like that. I don't know. But I think I will still stand on my horse where I think Trevor Bauer will be a great fit with the Blue Jays if he goes there. I think he would be awesome there. Again, a team like the Twins, I think he would be a good fit there. We'll have to wait and see. I have no idea what to think. At one point I was dead set Trevor Bauer being an Angel. In the beginning of the offseason, I was dead set on him being a Met, and then I changed my mind, saying that he was going to be an Angel. Now I have no idea what the heck is going on, because there's so many different teams, payroll situations, what kind of a contract is he going to look for? There's so many variables with this. It just, I don't know, if it feels like it's kind of slowly turning into almost like a reality TV show in a way. Maybe not that far, but just it's kind of, you're just hearing all these different things, and it's you don't know what's going on. I don't know. It just feels like at any moment now, though, the way I also do feel, I feel like something could happen at any moment. I feel like it's so quiet right now, and when it's quiet, that's when stuff is happening. That's when, when you got Bauer coming on YouTube and Luba tweeting like crazy, I don't know. That says to me, maybe there's not really stuff really getting serious at that point, but when it's quiet, that's when I think the really serious stuff is happening. So I'm just saying, I don't know. I haven't really seen like anything crazy on Bauer in the last few days, at least since the whole Mets thing. I wonder if the Angels would still be a player. I don't know. I still see some, writers out there saying the Angels would still be a good fit. It's going to be interesting to see. But that's pretty much all there is on Trevor Bauer at the moment. Walker Buehler, good friend, would like to have Trevor Bauer in Dodger blue. So we have another free agent out there, and that's Marcell Ozuna. Marcell Ozuna, there was an interesting tweet today. I thought this tweet, in a way, was kind of ridiculous, and I'm going to show you one reason why. So let's pull up the tweet. I don't know who the heck this guy is. Let's show this real quick. Hector Gomez. Who the heck is Hector Gomez? So MLB insider, sports journalist, he's got 79,000 subscribers or followers. So, I mean, he's got a decent following. He's in the Dominican Republic, but he has a tweet here. Oh, come on. Really? Like the Rays? Dude, when have the Rays ever given out that big of a contract? I don't see that. Would that be an incredible fit? Absolutely, that would be an incredible fit. That would be huge. If the Rays got Marcell Ozuna, that would be huge for their offense. That would be massive. But there's no way that's going to happen. There's no way they're going to give a contract that big. I would be stunned. If they gave a contract that big, I would be stunned. That to me would be one of the biggest stories of the offseason. I don't see that happening. I mean, never say never, right? But, I mean, I said right here, I don't see how I can take this seriously when the Rays are rumored to be a front runner for a guy that wants more than $20 million a year. Because you don't see the Rays ever do stuff like this. But the old saying goes, I mean, never say never. I mean, we can sit here and say, no way that's going to happen. We can be armchair general managers all we want. I mean, never say never. I doubt it. Based on history that we've seen, I just don't see the Rays being a player. But like I've said about for the fourth time now, never say never. Braves, Twins. I don't know what. I don't know what it is. I'm getting this feeling that Ozuna's not going to go back to the Braves. That's just what my gut is telling me right now. I mean, what the heck do I know? I don't know anything. But I just think with the whole designated the whole designated hitter thing, they're not going to have the designated hitter now in the National League. I don't know. I don't know. If we go to the Braves depth chart right now, I mean, sure, could they put him out in left? He's not the worst left fielder out there, but the Braves, you guys know the Braves, they tend not to pay a lot of guys. I mean, they brought in Morton already. So let's go to the depth chart here. So as we can see here, what the heck? So they literally have no spot here for left field or right field. They just have Inciarte and Acuna Jr. So, I mean, there is definitely a spot. What the heck is going on here? Braves, depth chart. Are they just, like, updating their page? Or, like, what's going on here? Let's look at the depth chart on Fangraphs. Let's see what they got projected as of right now. So, right now, they got Inciarte out in left. And they're going to have Pache probably out in center, I would imagine. He was decent this past year. He came up for a little bit, played in the playoffs. I would imagine he's going to play out in center. And then you got Acuna out in right. But Inciarte, From what I remember, no, I guess he had a pretty down 2020. So, but he was okay in 2019. Not the worst. He had a 343 on base. That's pretty good. Not really much when it comes to the slugging. Only 5 home runs, 24 RBIs. He went 10, 61, 11, and 57 in the 2 years prior. I don't know. Sure, yeah. Ozuna would be a good. Yes, he would still be a good fit for the Braves. I just wonder, are the Braves going to bring him back? I don't know. I feel like my gut is telling me. I'm telling you, look out for the Twins. I'm telling you, I think the Twins really could use a Marcell Ozuna. I think their offense, they need something. You can have him as the DH. I think now, I don't know what it is with Nelson Cruz. He's still out there too. I don't know. I wonder if the Twins maybe want to kind of go like a different route instead of just being like so home run happy. I could see Ozuna kind of does, different things where, if we go take a look at Ozuna. Actually, let's go to the leaders. Let's go to the batting leaders. I know Ozuna's like right near the top. If we go to WRC+, I know Nelson Cruz is up there too. So Nelson Cruz was 8th, but then Marcell Ozuna was 3rd. So Marcell Ozuna would be an upgrade in WRC+. Marcell Ozuna is going to kind of do a little more. If we take a look at so they had very similar ISO percentages. I don't know. It just feels like Marcell Ozuna is, a younger player. I don't know. Just something about him. Like I don't know. He's gonna be a little quicker than a Nelson Cruz. Nothing crazy. He's not gonna steal you any bases, but I don't know. I just think Ozuna. I kind of wonder if the Twins maybe want to go that route instead. Maybe lock up a guy for the next 4 years instead of bringing Cruz back on like a 1 or 2 year deal. Maybe take a chance at Ozuna now. I don't know. I'm just saying right now with Ozuna. Or the Twins, sorry. I just wonder, like, because the Twins are really quiet. I'm not seeing, all they've done is what, J.A. Happ? I don't know. I just think the Twins, man, they're a little quiet. And I kind of wonder if they're just kind of waiting. I was reading reports earlier in the offseason where the Twins, they've been kind of going around. They've been kicking a lot of tires. It's just the media is not really reporting it very much. But the Twins are out there. I think the exact quote was the Twins are kind of like a shark in the water right now. And I don't know, something about Ozuna, maybe going to the Twins. I could see that. But we'll have to wait and see. But as for this tweet, I would not buy the Rays. Again, never say never. But I don't know. I'm kind of wondering, what are some other teams that could use an Ozuna? I think the Nationals are going to be out of it now. But another thing too is Ozuna. I wonder if he would want to go to the American League because maybe, I don't know, does he want to be more of a DH? He was a DH for the most part this past year and he had his best season in a short season. So, I don't know, maybe he's intrigued about playing in the American League. I could see that. But again, some teams that really could use some offense, if we kind of just go through last year, again, if somehow, some way, Tampa Bay was able to put that kind of a contract out for him, that would be insane. Or if they brought him in on like a 1 year deal, even then, I don't see that happening. Well, you're not going to get the Pirates. You're not going to get the Rangers. I don't know. The Rangers have been making moves. Could they go after him? Maybe. They got David Dahl though, so he's going to be out in the outfield, but he could be the DH. Brewers, no. I don't see the Indians, Reds, Tigers. No, not Diamondbacks. Royals would be fun, but they're not going to do that. The Mariners could be interesting. I kind of wonder, could a team like the Mariners go after him? Get a bat for the next 4 years and then kind of wait for these prospects to come up. The Mariners, maybe. Again, like the Twins were only 16th in offense last year. So that's why I wonder with the Twins, they couldn't hit in the playoffs. In that wild card series against the Astros, they couldn't score any runs. So I think Ozuna would be a really good fit with the Twins still. Blue Jays, Blue Jays have been active, but are they going to sign another position player? I think they're trying to focus more on pitching right now. I don't know. Interesting. I'm gonna say this is going to come down to the Twins, the Braves, and I would look out for the Mariners. I know the Mariners might be kind of, like a bit of a odd pick there because they are rebuilding. But I don't know. I kind of wonder if maybe they've done it before. I doubt they'll do it again. They've made these bigger moves in the past. They brought in a guy like Nelson Cruz before. Didn't work out. They brought in Cano. Didn't work out. Have they learned their lesson, or are they going to kind of stop doing these big contracts and just focus on the farm? Probably. But I would look out for maybe a team like the Mariners. I don't know. The Astros too. The Astros could still be interesting. So we'll have to wait and see there. I don't know, but they brought Brantley back. I don't know. And then you got Alvarez too. So I don't know. Maybe the Astros. I don't know. But I think it's going to come down to the Braves, the Twins, and maybe the Mariners. Maybe. But alrighty, everyone. So let's get to the fun. So as of recently, we have had a new top prospects list for 2021. And, I figured tonight there's not really too much to talk about. I see 184 people in this chat right now. That is awesome. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. But we're going to go look at some top prospects. We all love talking prospects. We love talking the prospects, possible future guys that could come play on your team. Hey, as a Red Sox fan, we've had many top prospects come up in the past. I still remember John Lester coming up. I still remember Clay Buchholz coming up. I know Clay Buchholz isn't really, he's nothing now. I don't even, is he even in the major leagues now? I don't even know. But when Clay Buchholz was a prospect with the Red Sox, this guy was one of the higher prospects. We got a super chat coming in. $20 super chat if you can tell me the 1988 AL MVP runner-up to Jose Canseco. Philip, I got nothing on that. I got nothing. 1988. So that was the American League, right? Man, this is where Giraffe Neck Mark would come in handy. Man. 1988. Mark McGwire? Was it Mark McGwire? About to say, because those two were incredible. I'm going to guess McGwire. I'm probably wrong. But I see someone else saying McGwire too. But, Mike Greenwell? Was it a Red Sox player? I don't know. I'm seeing a couple Mike Greenwell, so it looks like that could be it. I don't know. I got nothing on that one. I'd have to go look it up. But, Aaron Englander, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? But Philip, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. But let's go ahead. Let's go and get to the prospects. So as we can see here, we got a new list of prospects. So let's go pull this up. But as I was saying before, Clay Buchholz, when he was first coming up, Clay Buchholz, he was a higher prospect. And when, Clay Buchholz' first start ever in the major leagues, threw a no-hitter. That was insane. I remember watching Clay Buchholz that night because I was like, oh, sweet. I get to watch Buchholz. This is going to be awesome. So when Clay Buchholz came up that night, I was just like, it was electric. I was like, man, I can't wait to see this guy pitch. Throws a no-hitter. I mean, are you kidding me? But then you had guys like Lester come up. We've had guys like Ellsbury come up before, Pedroia. I remember when Pedroia first came up. This guy was so bad when he first came up, and then Pedroia ended up being amazing. Did we get a $20 super chat? Philip, wow, my friend, thank you so much for that. You did not have to do that. I did not get that right. But Mike Greenwell was the runner-up for MVP. That makes me think maybe on this channel, could we maybe start, as the channel continues to grow and grow and grow, I've been kind of thinking of some other ideas. Eventually, I'm going to start doing kind of like I'm not sure how I'm going to incorporate it. I'm not really sure. I know eventually, I'm not now, I'm a ways away from kind of getting to this point, but I would like to start some kind of like a Patreon kind of a thing to where we can have maybe some exclusive kind of content, something like that down the road though, not anywhere soon. I mean, 5,000 subscribers. I don't see that for right now, but maybe down the road when we start getting some more people in here, but I would like to incorporate some more maybe MLB The Show streams. Maybe we can do some like trivia nights and stuff like that. I think that would be fun. What I would like to start doing is something that John Boy, eventually when I do, have a Patreon and stuff like that, but I would like to do eventually kind of like a monthly sort of a giveaway kind of a thing where, whether it's John Boy does this over on the Talkin' Yanks. He has, they have Talkin' Baseball, but he does Talkin' Yanks as well. And he does like a jersey giveaway every single month. And he does, he picks like, if you're like a Patreon or whatever, you get automatically put into the drawing. So I would like to do something like that eventually. Yeah, Alec, maybe like YouTube membership kind of a thing where you guys can get like some, the emojis, or not the emojis, like the badges or whatever on your names in the chat. So something like that down the road. Again, I want to start trying to come up with some more ideas, but yeah, maybe like a trivia kind of a night of some sort. I think that would be kind of fun. I have to figure out how to do it though. Because I could see that getting a little chaotic, especially in the chat. So I don't know. Have to figure out how to properly do that. For this channel, I want quality. I don't want quantity. I don't want to just start putting a whole bunch of stuff on there, on here, and just, it's just chaotic and stuff. I want, good quality on this channel. So right now, still a very small channel, but would like to, start getting more stuff like that eventually. Aaron, no, I'm going to leave that to Giraffe Neck Mark, my friend. I'm going to leave that to him. Giraffe Neck Mark, he is like the trivia king. Don't agree with a lot of his takes, but the guy at trivia is a monster. So, alrighty, here we go. Not trivia, like the quizzes, you know what I mean? But alrighty, here we go. So let's get to the top prospects here. I have it pulled up. Here we go. So again, the top 100 prospects for 2021. Let's go take a look here. Sharing the screen. Alrighty, so as we can see here, you know what? I'm actually going to go from the bottom. We'll make our way to the top. And then we'll take a look here. So Taylor Trammell, he's in at number 100. This guy's been bouncing around. This guy was way higher in this list at one point. But the guy's kind of fallen off. Had a bit of a weird 2019 season where he really struggled at AA. When he went over, was this when he was with the first team? I can't fully remember. But either way, wherever this one was, he did not do very good. Actually, he didn't do very well at either. His on base was better with one team in more games, but he really struggled at one point. But the low average, not too much power, but the guy's got a lot of tools. He's very fast, good in the field. He still has good hitting potential. Still has good power potential. Not a great arm. So kind of wonder if this is a guy that, you're going to see maybe more in like a left field kind of a role. Maybe in right. I don't know about right. Definitely not center. I could see, they say here in left. But it's going to be interesting to see if he can end up, blossoming with the Mariners. That was part of the Mike Clevinger trade. And I thought, hey, that's a good get for the Mariners. I think he could end up being pretty good. Cade Cavalli just got drafted this past year. The one thing with Cavalli, he's had some injury concerns, but the guy's got a good fastball, good curveball, good movement on the off-speed pitches. This was a guy where he was just a good athlete growing up. Played some quarterback in high school, I believe. Did he play quarterback in college? No, he didn't play for Oklahoma. I think he was played quarterback in high school, but he had kind of like this weird arm thing, had like this stress reaction. So I remember talking about that a while back when we were talking about the draft. So Cade Cavalli, I think, could end up being pretty decent. I think you could put him higher on this list because he is a college arm and he had some success in college. So I think just right now, because of his injuries, this is why he's a little lower. Tyler Freeman with the Indians, a little far away, only 21 years old right now. Good hit tool. Still lacking a little on the power. If we go take a look, he's more of a line drive kind of a guy right now. But, as these guys get, further and further into all the analytics and the technology, maybe add a little loft to that bat. We'll have to wait and see, but seems like a pretty decent player as of right now. If we go take a look, I've looked at this guy a couple of times here. Jordan Balazovic, good fastball, good slider. Could end up really being something with the Twins. I've been on baseball trade values. I've included him in some trades a lot. and they tend to get downvoted a lot because I don't think the Twins are going to really give up on this guy. 2019 had a really good season in 2019 between A ball and high A ball. Really good, 2.69 ERA, a ton of strikeouts. I think Balazovic could be higher on this list. I think the one thing that holds him back, I feel like it's the track record, really. But I think this guy, I think he should be up a little higher on this list. I think you could argue maybe in the 80s. I like Balazovic. I've watched some video on him, so I like what he's got. Good fastball, good slider, but has he dealt with like some injuries? No, not really. So I don't know. I feel like that's a little low. I think it's a little low, but here we go. Bryce Terang. So yeah, the Brewers, not a great farm system, but this is a guy that can just get a lot of hits. 60 hit tool, good speed, not really too much power, good in the field, middle infielder. So plus hitting ability and speed is at the heart of Terang's offensive game. He makes a lot of hard line drive contact from line to line using a smooth left-handed swing. That's what you always like to see. Anytime you got like smooth in there or a mature approach, that's always a good thing. So Terang could be a fun player for the Brewers down the road. I'll have to wait and see. That could end up being their shortstop. I have to wait and see. Tyler Stevenson, this is a guy, didn't he just play this season? He had a couple of home runs this season. So 8 games this year. So Tyler Stevenson, I think you could put him up higher on this list. Tyler Stevenson, good fielding potential already, good arm. I would like to maybe see Tyler Stevenson maybe be a little higher on this list. He played in the majors this year, had some good success. Up next, you got Brett Baty for the Mets. Good power potential. So as of right now, hitting for power from line to line from the left side is Baty's calling card. He's shown early in his career that he can get to it during games. But he's had a lot of power. And he has good swing mechanics. Or no, I take that back. Sorry. He has not the best swing mechanics, and it tends to lead to some strikeouts. But the power is there. So that's why I feel like Brett Baty maybe could be a little lower on this list. I would put like Stevenson in front of him, Balazovic in front of him. Bobby Dahlbeck, one of our own here. I love the name Bobby Dahlbeck. That just sounds like a Boston guy. I mean, come on. What more Boston sounding do you get than Bobby Dahlbeck? The power is real. That 60 power tool, that is there. He had some bombs this year. Had the 8 home runs this year in 23 games. I'm waiting to see how he's going to adjust. Pitchers are going to adjust to him. He had some success this year. The 40 hit tool scares me a little bit. He's got a good arm. He'll probably be the first baseman for the Red Sox this year, to be honest. But he's got a lot of power potential. If we go take a look as well at the minor league stats, he's had good on base numbers. Overall, 356 in 2019. The average has been a little low. That's the only thing with him. But he gets on base. He's got a good feel for just working counts and whatnot. That's why I think he's going to be a pretty good player in Boston. But I think right around this range, you could maybe argue him being a little higher, but we'll have to wait and see. George Kirby, this is a fun one. George Kirby, good velocity, good off-speed stuff. There's not really much to hate about George Kirby as of right now. 2019 and just split squad action, 2.35 ERA, 25 strikeouts in the 23 innings. A lot to like from him. Like I said, good fastball. He's got good command. So that's one thing that if you can get a guy that young who has good command of his pitches, that's good stuff. And then combine that with just the stuff that he has. That's always nice. He's got 4 pitchers that he works with. Fastball sits in the low 90s for the most part, but has good running life. I always like it when a pitcher has good running life on their pitches. So that's always nice. And he can get up to 98. So George Kirby, this is going to be a big guy for the Mariners down the road. So look out for him. Dane Dunning, he was just a part of the Lance Lynn trade. I think Dane Dunning, he's not going to blow you away with velocity. This is honestly, when I think of like a guy like a Dane Dunning, this is what I see right here. Like just like a middle of the rotation guy, solid. He's not going to blow you away, but you can plug him in for, if you want to throw him in the playoffs down the road. I think this is a guy where, he could do like a game 2, game 3, game 4. He's not going to be an ace of your staff, but I don't think the fastball, I don't know. I don't think 55 fastball. I think I would just put it at 50, to be honest. I mean, he sits in the low 90s for the most part. So he works more with control. He works more on movement. But I like Dane Dunning. You could maybe argue that Dane Dunning could be higher on this list, or you could maybe argue that he could be lower, just because I think some of the potential of these guys, again, like I could see maybe Dane Dunning maybe being more higher on this list, just because he's shown success in the major leagues. If we take a look at the stats this year with the White Sox, he had 7 starts. He had a playoff start. He got taken out after one out or whatever it was, but he got yanked really quick. Would have liked to have seen him gone longer, but Dane Dunning, I think you could argue he could be higher on this list. You know, and especially when I see like a guy like Austin Hendrick, I don't like it when some of these guys have major league experience, you know, and then you got a guy like, no disrespect to Austin Hendrick, but he just got drafted out of high school. I mean, yes, I understand the potential's there with an Austin Hendrick, but I just think with Hendrick, I don't know. I mean, yes, there's a lot of potential with him, a lot of power potential, very similar to Bryce Harper. But I just think, I don't know. I just think some of these guys could be up higher, especially when they've already played in the major leagues. So that's just my opinion. Moving on, Shane Baz. We just mentioned Shane Baz a little earlier. He was part of the Chris Archer trade. So, and the Rays got themselves a good prospect. He had a good year in 2019. A-ball, 2.99 ERA. Good amount of strikeouts. So Shane Baz, a lot to like. Good fastball, 70 fastball. Good pickup. Curveball could use some work, but he doesn't really work with the curveball too much. He's definitely a slider. So he's got an out pitch. The control is a little, you kind of worry about the control a little bit. How many walks did he have? He had 37 walks in 81 innings. That's a bit of a decent walk rate. I don't mean decent as in a good thing. Like he walks some guys almost about 50% of the time. So Shane Baz, he's going to have to cut down on the walks. Miguel Amaya, I think this could be a really exciting player for the Cubs. Really solid player. Really good on base numbers in the last couple of years. Good home run numbers. Good RBI numbers. I think this is a guy to keep an eye out for the Cubs. I could argue Miguel Amaya could be higher on this list. I like the potential with him. Could be the next guy up if Wilson Contreras doesn't come back. Clark Schmidt. I think Clark Schmidt should be a little higher on this list personally. I like Clark Schmidt. This guy's got good stuff. I like him a lot. I think Yankee fans, they really like Clark Schmidt. They never want to give him up in trades. I think Clark Schmidt, this is a guy I think could be a little higher on this list. He's going to sit, probably like 94, 93 most of the time, but he can pump it up into the upper 90s. Got some decent off-speed stuff. He's got a promising slider. Curveball took a step forward. He's got high spin rates too, so that's always good on the curveball as well. A tumbling changeup. So, but a lot to like with Clark Schmidt. I could argue that he could be a little higher on this list. Simeon Woods Richardson. This is another one to look out for. He's been involved in a lot of trade ideas on baseball trade values this offseason, especially for guys like maybe like a Kyle Hendricks or even like a Luis Castillo maybe. But I think the Blue Jays, they like what they have with him here. Drafted second round 2018. Good fastball from him, good curveball, plus changeup, plus control. That's always what I look for. If a guy has good control, I like control. I like control. But Simeon Woods Richardson, hey, solid prospect. I think, he's still far away, so I kind of like him in this area a little. But Austin Hendrick, this is a guy where people thought maybe he could even go top 5 in the draft this past year. You were seeing some mock drafts out there, maybe guys or teams taking a chance on an Austin Hendrick. Taking a look here. I mean, out of high school, good numbers all around. 50 hit. Good. The power is what you're going to get with an Austin Hendrick. This guy can hit it to the moon. So in high school, do they have any stats from high school right here? No, but I just remember watching a lot of this guy, and he's just got incredible bat speed, quick hands. He's like a Bryce Harper in a way. He's got that kind of bat speed of a Bryce Harper. And that's what you like to see. He kind of has a little tendency. He has a little bit of a tendency to strike out, not work counts very well. But one thing with him, he's got the work ethic. So he's a raw kind of a player. He's like a more raw version of a Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper was a lot more complete. That's why Bryce Harper was touted as like the next big thing in baseball, because Bryce Harper was such a complete player. Austin Hendrick is like a more raw version of a Bryce Harper. Xavier Edwards, haven't really looked too much at this guy, but the one thing that really stands out to me is the run. He's got great speed, good hit tool. This is like a top of the lineup kind of a guy that you dream of. So it even says right here, several leadoff man qualities, natural hitting ability. I always love reading stuff like that. Natural hitting ability. So, and he can hit from both sides of the plate. So switch hitter. Stole 56 bases in, let's see, what year was that? Oh, okay. No, so he's stolen 56 overall in the minors. So between 2 years, he had 22 in 2018, and then he had 34 in 2019. I mean, this, if this is a guy that, gets to the Rays eventually, this is a guy that could cause some problems. So good on base too. Good on base so far. 2019, high A ball, had a 349 on base. He had to make some adjustments going from A to high A. But overall, really good batting average. You could argue that Xavier Edwards could be a little higher on this list. Shane McClanahan, we were seeing him a little this year. With the Rays. So this guy's got a big fastball, 70 fastball. This guy was coming out of the pen, throwing gas during the playoffs. This guy was putting up some numbers on the radar gun. Good slider. I feel like I've read before that he really has a lot of potential to be more of like a closer, but it says here that he has untapped potential in the starter role. But because he has thrown more strikes and he's able to repeat his delivery a little more. That's why some people have said that he could be like an incredible closer, but just because he has trouble repeating his delivery a little bit. But Shane McClanahan, definitely, like I said, we saw him in the postseason this past year, so have to wait and see how that goes. Hunter Bishop. We got a couple of Giants prospects here. Haven't really looked too much at Hunter Bishop. I'm telling you right now, a lot of these guys, I have not looked, at some of these guys on this list. So even though I'm sharing this with all of you, I'm reading some of this stuff for myself too. But Hunter Bishop, 22 years old, outfield prospect, hit tool a little low, but he's got some power potential. That definitely would be good in that spacious outfield. Got some speed. So he's got power, speed, potential. So I can see why he's on this list. Overall, 2019 rookie ball. I don't know. I feel like Hunter, I don't know. I never like when you got like a 45 hit tool, that's why I kind of like where Bobby Dahlback is at on that list, because the hit tool is not great. I don't like it when guys rely just so much on power. I'd like to see more complete, hitting. A 229 average. Me personally, I think Hunter Bishop's a little too high on here. I mean, to be honest with you, I'd rather, no bias here, but I think Bobby Dahlback should be ahead of him because they sound very similar in terms of power. And, but Hunter Bishop, this is a guy that's really far away. I think he should be lower on this list personally, but could end up being a good power hitter down the road. Heliot Ramos. So 2019, he really improved from a 2018 season at A-ball. He went high A-ball and double A, put up good on-base numbers in high A-ball. So what is he? He's an outfielder as well. Hit 306, but again, he went to double A, kind of struggled a little bit. 242. The on-base was low. He's more of a complete player. 50 hit, 55 power, 50 run. Actually, do you have any stolen bases? He's had a few stolen bases. So he has like all around player potential. Kind of like a toolsy kind of a guy. I don't know. I feel like to me though, because of that those double A stats, I'd put him a little lower on this list personally. That's just me. I think some of these other guys, I don't know. I just think some of these other guys should be a little higher than both Ramos and Bishop, but either way, they sound like good prospects if you ask me. Alek Thomas. Here's one that I've seen a couple of times. 60 hit. Love that. Definitely could use some more power down the road, but he's got a 60 run, 60 field. Where do they have? He is an outfielder. So right now, it didn't take Thomas long to live up to his reputation as one of the better prep hitters in his draft class. A compact left-handed swing. Always like that when you got a compact swing. It's always nice. Line drive contact to all fields. Sounds like an Andrew Benintendi. Compact left-handed swing, line drive kind of a hitter. So he reminds me of a Benintendi a little bit. Benintendi maybe a little more power, but I'd say so like a lesser power Benintendi. He really reminds me of a Benintendi. I've said Benintendi now like 5 times, but that's who he reminds me of. So a little far away still. Well, 2019 he played high A ball, so have to wait and see what he ends up being. 327 on base at high A ball. Did well at A ball. Only hit 255, so you could argue maybe he should be a little lower on this list. Trevor Larnach, I have not read about him before, so this is a first for me. 55 hit, 55 power. The run, I'm not really too concerned about. 55 arm, 50 field. Sounds like an all-around pretty solid player. So he was on Oregon State winning the College World Series. So pretty solid there. A college player. I always like the college players. Wow, 384 overall. Wow. Really good on base numbers. Wow, this guy's got some good numbers. Double A. 387 on base, 295 average, 7 home runs at Double A. Wow, I think he should be a little higher on this list. This is a bit of a snub to me. I mean, wow, those are really good numbers. I would put him higher. I would definitely put him a little higher on this list. Those are really good numbers. And he's played with a really successful college team in Oregon State. Yeah, Trevor Larnach, I definitely think could be someone to look out for as well. Double A too, I think should be a little higher. Geraldo Perdomo. Here we go. Taking a look. 55 hit. Got some speed. Got some fielding. Got some arm. So where is he right now? He's almost Major League ready. So if we take a look at the stats, 2019. Here we go. Really good on base numbers. High A ball, 407 on base. Well, when you see on base like that, 301 average. Wow. Just the power is not really all that much. It's not really there all that much yet. Could he? Are they saying he could develop it? Good shortstop prospect. So they're saying he could definitely stick there. Switch hitter too. Got good bat speed, barrel control. He walks. He walks more than strikes out, so that's really good. Advance approach. Hey, look out for this guy. I think maybe this guy could be a little higher on this list too. Sam Huff with the Rangers. This guy's all power. 60 power, catcher, 55 overall. Good arm, good field. So you should be seeing a lot of Sam Huff. He played really well this year, 10 games for the Rangers. 394 on base, 355 average, had a few bombs. Sam Huff, look out for Sam Huff. Ryan Mountcastle going to the Orioles now. This guy, 55 power. He's got some potential there. First baseman, that's the one thing it's the fielding with him. So a lot of people envision Ryan Mountcastle to be like a DH. So, but yeah, have to wait and see what ends up happening with him. Good power numbers. This Orioles team continues to rebuild. So, but yeah, it makes a lot of contact, raw power, loud contact. So take a look here. However, strikes out a lot. So that's one thing to kind of worry about. I'd maybe put Mountcastle a little lower on this list personally. I think he's a little high. I don't know. I just think there's some other guys on this list. I think Mountcastle is a little high for me, especially when Sam Huff has very similar power, plays a better position. I don't know why Sam Huff is behind Mountcastle here, but Mick Abel, this is one that just got drafted. I don't know what it is with me. I like these guys out of high school, but I just think these high school guys, unless they're like just stupid good, like a LeBron level, I just think they need to be lower on this list. Mick Abel, he's just out of high school. We haven't seen him in over like a year because of the season getting canceled due to the pandemic. But Mick Abel, he's got a good fastball. I was really hoping the Red Sox would draft him. The Phillies nabbed him before the Red Sox got to him. I was wondering if the Red Sox would even take him. But taking a look here, really good overall scouting grades for him. Good fastball. He's got life on the fastball. He's only, 19 years old. He's already hitting 95 consistently. Good numbers. He's got good stuff. He's lanky. He's got like these long, lanky arms, and he just makes things happen with his pitches a lot. Really good pitching prospect to keep an eye out for. I think right now, just because we haven't seen him too much, I think maybe he should be a little lower on this list, but the potential is there. Matthew Allen, have not read too much on Matthew Allen, but a big fastball from him. 60 curve, that's what you like to see, plus changeup, plus control. So Matthew Allen, he's a little far away at the moment. 2019, played some rookie ball. Again, he's very far away, but it seems like he's got a lot of potential here. Athleticism, clean delivery. So that sounds pretty good if you ask me. Mid-90s a lot. He hits the bottom of the zone a lot. Can throw up in the zone as well. He has good command. So, hey, I like this. He can command his fastball in and out of the strike zone. So, but yeah, good spin rate on the curveball right here. This is a one to pay attention to. Matthew Allen. Could he maybe rise through the ranks? Here we go. 74, Reed Detmers. I got to move through this list maybe a little quicker here. But Here we go. Reed Detmers. This guy's out of college. A lot of strikeouts in college. That's the big thing with him. But he doesn't have a lot of velocity. He's got decent velocity. Like, he'll sit like 93, 94. He will pump it up a little, maybe like 95, here and there. But this is a guy that really relies on that curveball. Big looping curveball from him. Just good spin on that curveball. Really looks nice. Go look him up on YouTube. There's good highlights of him. Reed Detmers. I mean, the Angels, man, if he could somehow rise through the ranks pretty quickly with the Angels, I think the Angels would really benefit from that. Shane Langeliers. Here we go. So, really good arm. One of the best arms catcher-wise. One of the best defensive catchers out there. Fielding 65, 70 arm. The power's 50. I mean, whatever, 40 run. I mean, who cares about that? But overall, Langeliers with the Braves, look out for him. I definitely think you could see him sooner rather than later. We'll have to wait and see. As it says here, defense is the calling card, athleticism, agility. So the Braves love the strides Langeliers has made already from the right side of the plate. He has a good setup, solid swing mechanics that point to consistent hard contact, plenty of raw power. So he's already got consistent, good mechanics. So that's one thing to look out for him. Langeliers, definitely could see him in the next couple of years. Actually, let's take a look at the stats with him. Alrighty, so as of right now, A-ball, 310 on base, 255 average, couple home runs. So you want to see more stat-wise from him, but with him, it's defense. Brandon McKay. Here's one to look out for. This is a two-way player at one point. So, but it looks like the Rays are more inclined to use him as a pitcher. 55 fastball, 50 curve, 50 changeup, a plus cutter. You don't ever see cutters very much with these prospects. You always see curveballs or sliders. But Brendan McKay, this is one to look out for. I mean, I believe he just went down with Tommy John. Labrum, torn labrum. So had a positive test. Kind of a lost season for Brendan McKay in 2020. Couldn't really get. I mean, he didn't really do anything. It was the fourth pick in 2017, but he rose up pretty quick to be able to get up there in 2019. So good velocity on the fastball. Again, good cutter, good decent curveball as well, decent changeup. Look out for Brendan McKay down the road. Here we go, Hunter Green. That I was about to say. Look at the fastball with Hunter Green. Reds pitching prospect, 80 fastball, one of the hardest throwers in the entire minor leagues. So what's good with him is he's proved he's healthy because he was having some elbow problems a little bit. Had to have Tommy John. Didn't have a 2019 season. He did return in 2020 through at the Reds alternate training site. But this guy's got a big-time fastball, 98 to 102, a plus slider. I mean, this guy could be the real deal. And good control, too. It's not very often you see guys who throw incredibly hard and have above-average control. Hunter Green could be a really fun one down the road. I have to wait and see, like a Aroldis Chapman kind of hype, where that he's got a ton of that velocity. DL Hall, who is this? I haven't seen this one. Here we go. So taking a look here, 65 fastball, big fastball. It's 55 curve, 55 changeup, average slider for the most part. Control, I always worry about the control with these pitchers. Always worry about that, but his calling card throws hard. So, kind of wonder here, are they wanting him to be a starter? He's yet to top 100 innings in a season, so he needs more reps, but there's an up arrow. So, one of the few things holding Hall back has been his command as his walk rate spiked. So, kind of wonder. I wonder if he could have a bullpen role down the road. Have to wait and see. Heston Kjerstad. The number 2 pick in this year's draft. We got a lot of shocked faces when he was taken, but the Orioles took him to save some money with the pick. I love the idea. But this is a guy, power. He's got power. Kind of like an odd player. Kind of reminds me of a, I'm going blank on the name, a Hunter Pence. Kind of reminds me of that. Sort of like his swing doesn't really look pretty, but he just finds a way to hit the ball a lot. But he's got a ton of power when he hits the ball. Not the fastest out there, but he's got a good arm. So I think this is a guy, he really reminds you like a Hunter Pence. Really reminds me of a Hunter Pence a lot. Heston Kjerstad, look out for him. I don't know, just because he was the number 2 pick. I mean, he had good college stats. Actually, I want to start pulling up some college stats. Here we go. Heston Kjerstad had pretty good numbers Here we go. So in 3 seasons with Arkansas, hit 343, over 150 games, had the 37 homers, the 129 RBIs. I think Keston Kjerstad could be really good. Look out for him. Solid player, just likes to play, just a ball player. Here we go. Edward Cabrera. I've been wanting the Red Sox to maybe go after him. He's got good velocity, good pitching prospect for the Marlins. He's got the 65 fastball, a 60 slider, 55 changeup. Sixto Sanchez is the guy for the Marlins, but Edward Cabrera, keep an eye out for him. Definitely could be someone who could just jump into that rotation at one point. Good velocity, 6'5", so that's always good. Again, the slider's really good. He's improved on the slider, but he's got a changeup as well. Look out for Edward Cabrera. If this is someone that can just stay healthy, he has a ton of potential. 2019 pitched in Double-A, 2.56 ERA, 43 strikeouts, 38 innings. Edward Cabrera, man, look out for him. Could be a big arm for the Marlins down the road. Ronnie Mauricio, shortstop prospect for the Mets, definitely their top prospect. Here we go. Taking a look at him, 60 power. That's his calling card right there. But he's good in the field too. Good arm, good in the field, decent hit. Not very fast, but this is definitely a prospect to look out for the Mets. Gotta wonder. Could he be maybe the second baseman of the future? We'll have to see. Are they going to sign Lindor long term? I would imagine. So maybe this is a guy that comes up and plays maybe some second for them. Have to wait and see. But but overall, if we take a look at the stats, actually, he has not done very well. On base, only 306 so far in his minor league career, only hitting 270. But there is power potential with him. He's definitely got some raw power, but he's a switch hitter as well, so that's pretty good. But yeah, keep an eye out for him. Pretty far away still, only 19 years old. Getting here to another shortstop, Jazz Chisholm. Here we go. Love the name, Jazz. You never see a guy with the name Jazz. But alrighty, 55 power, 55 arm. Only a 45 hit. Again, I don't like it when the hit tool is below average. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. But he's got some speed, plays well in the field, good arm, good power potential. So Chisholm generates more power than the typical shortstop because his left-handed stroke features explosive bat speed and natural loft. So that's where the power is coming from. Quick hands, gets the bat through the zone really quick. He's aggressive, pull happy. So that's going to kind of affect him a little bit, and that's where the hit tool is low. But the power potential is there. I would maybe put Jazz Chisholm a little lower on this list just because of the hit tool. I don't like that too much. I think maybe some guys like a Hunter Green could be up higher on this list. You can maybe even argue Brendan McKay could be higher in this list. I don't know. I think Chisholm could be a little high on this list if you ask me. I'd maybe put him a little lower. Garrett Mitchell just drafted this past year, 20th pick by the Brewers. Brewers, not a great farm system, but this was a guy where it really helps beef up that farm system. This guy's a very toolsy player. He has the potential to end up being one of the better players in this draft. He dropped all the way to number 20. Has diabetes, so there was some reports out there that teams were a little iffy about that. But I don't know. I think it's fine. I think he's going to be fine. But again, looking at him, he's very fast. A 70 run. He has kind of this, how do I say it? Let me actually just pull up the stats real quick. Let me pull up the stats. All right, Garrett Mitchell. Taking a look. He had good numbers overall in college. He kind of has these odd sort of mechanics though. He's had to work on the mechanics a little bit, but when he hits the ball, he can just hit it a mile. So he is still, I remember reading about that on his scouting reports on Baseball America, is that he is someone that's still working on just the overall swing mechanics. But this is a guy, he's a very athletic guy. Despite the diabetes and whatever, I think that's going to be fine. I think it's a little overblown if you ask me. But Garrett Mitchell could end up being a really good player for the Brewers down the road. O'Neal Cruz, this is an interesting one. Interesting one here. He's a big dude playing shortstop at 6'7". But this guy's got a ton of power potential, ton of arm. But a lot of people think because of his height, they think he's going to be better suited in a corner outfield spot. But a ton of power. But he's such a big dude. He's like an Aaron Judge. So, Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it. He's got a ton of bat speed. Exit velocities averaging 92.4 miles an hour. That's insane, man. This guy's got a ton of power. So far in the minor leagues, he's actually had a few years in the minors. 2019, hit 356. Or, sorry, he had an on base of 356. 298 average. So far in the minors, I mean, he's had some good power numbers. 14 home runs one season. Had the 8 home runs in 2019. So I think there's a lot of power potential. The Pirates, man, oh man, they need something, man. Hopefully, and they're going to have the number 1 pick in the draft this coming draft. So I would imagine they're probably going to take Kumar Rocker. So that'd be fun. But O'Neal Cruz, big power guy. Kind of reminds me of an Aaron Judge. Josh Jung, could be seeing this guy pretty soon. This guy has got just a really good hit tool, 60 hit tool, and he's got good power. I think he's going to end up being a really solid player. Kind of reminds me of like a Chris Bryant in a way, where he's got just he just hits well and he has power there too. Advanced hitter already, manages the strike zone well, barrels the ball a lot. That's why he kind of reminds me of a Chris Bryant in a way. But he actually had trouble pulling the ball for power. He's been more of an opposite field hitter, so that's kind of funny. He actually has trouble pulling the ball, but he's worked on it. But he has the athleticism, good hands, strong arms. So look out for Josh Jung. Could be a really solid player. Robert Hassell. This is an interesting one. I think this guy's a little high on this list. I think he's a little high. That to me, again, like that's really high. Like I know he was considered the best all-around hitter out of high school. But man, and he has a really projectable frame. He's 6'2". He's pretty lanky at the moment. He was drafted 8th by the Padres. I just think, I don't know, he's so far away. It's just these high school hitters, or I don't know, man. These high school hitters, he's more Oh, sorry, I just had just a moment right there. But he's kind of like a more polished Austin Hendrick. So Robert Hassell definitely has the potential to be a really good hitter. Good hand-eye coordination, good strength. And the fact that he already has good strength and he hasn't even filled out his frame yet, I can see why scouts are really high on him. I guess just with me, nothing against him. I just want to see the numbers. I just want to see the numbers. I want to see him do it in the minor leagues. So, but hey, the Padres are really high on him. A lot of teams were high on him. There were a lot of teams a lot of guys doing mock drafts out there. They were thinking he could be either a top 10 guy or he could fall like anywhere from like 10 to 20. And then there were guys thinking he could fall 20 to 30. So Hassell, he's a lot of projection. So he definitely has the projection for him. So I think he's a little high on this list. I think it's just a little high. Brennan Davis, I like this one. Brennan Davis, really good all-around player, athletic guy, played some basketball in college. So very athletic, but his bat right now, more polished than expected. He did struggle out of the gates, but the one thing with him is that he's made adjustments. That's one good thing with him. He's tightened up his swing, so that's really nice. 6'4". He's got a good athletic frame. He's only 175 right now, so he could definitely add some more. But right now for the stats, I mean, looking at 2019, 381 on base, 305 average, had 8 home runs. I think Brennan Davis, arguably, I think you could put him higher on this list. I think Brennan Davis could be a top 50 guy. Personally, I think he's a little low. Braylon Marquez, look out for Braylon Marquez. This guy's got a lot of talent. 80 fastball from the left side. I mean, Braylon Marquez, man, good stuff from him. He pitched for the Cubs a little bit this year. Only had 1 game. He didn't even pitch a full inning, but he did get a strikeout. So actually, do they have a video on him? I'm sure they do. Let's actually take a look at Mr. Braylon Marquez. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted here. Oh, my God. I'm probably going to get copyrighted. Oh, my God. Am I going to get copyrighted? Braylon Marquez, man. They got a lot of videos on here on so here we go. Taking a look at Braylon Marquez. I mean, good. I mean, just looking at that, man. Good fastball. 99 right there to Jose Abreu. He just said, come on, man. Hit my fastball. I'm like 15 years old. Come on, buddy. Hit the fastball. 99. Comes back at him again here. Look at that. I mean, just good movement on that pitch. Good movement there. A 91 mile an hour changeup. Are you kidding me? Braylon Marquez, I think you could argue he could be higher on this list too. I mean, good slider. Overall, 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Good control, though. I think you could argue he could be a little higher on this list. But good couple of good prospects for the Cubs. Nick Lodolo. So he is one. He's a bit far away as well. Reds got some pitching prospects, man. That's why I think they're okay with Trevor Bauer leaving, because they got these guys that are coming up, man, where I think they're going to be okay. But 55 fastball, 55 slider, 55 changeup. That's what you like to see. But you love to see the plus control. I love that. Let's go take a look at Nick Lodolo here. Oh, they do got a video. They do got a video on Mr. Nick Lodolo. I'm probably going to skip through these because I don't want to get copyrights. Nick Lodolo. Here we go. Go back a little. So here we go. Look at that, man. 95 on the outside corner. Good. Oh, jeez. Nasty slider. Oh, my goodness. Nick Lodolo. Look out for him. But overall, good numbers across the board. He's an advanced college, or he fits the profile of an advanced college lefty. So that's what you always love to see. When you just see that label advanced next to a prospect, that's always good, man. That's always good. He worked on his changeup at the alternate training site, made strides in matching his arm slot to how he throws his fastball more consistently. But yeah, I think Nick Lodolo, look out for him. I like his delivery. It's a clean delivery. So that was another thing with Braylon Marquez too. I like how he's got a simple, clean delivery. Josiah Gray, this is a guy that's been kind of hanging around in these, in this mid-range for a little bit now. But Josiah Gray, good fastball. He's got some good numbers across the board here, scouting-wise. So he throws pretty good, 92, 97 overall. He's got a mid-80s slider, so that's pretty good. He's got an upper 70s curveball, so he really mixes and matches with the velocity. But he's had really good numbers in the minor leagues. So overall, 2019 between three levels had a 2.28 ERA. It's really good. Double-A had a 2.75 ERA over 9 starts. good grief. Josiah Gray, I think you could argue Josiah Gray. He's kind of been in this range for a little bit now, but I think you could put him up higher. Here we go. Kyber Ruiz, another Dodgers prospect here. Look out for him. He played a little bit in 2020, 2 games, 8 at-bats. Had a home run. So Kyber Ruiz. Was that his home run was pretty significant. I can't remember. Wasn't it like was it a late inning home run? No, or was it just like, was it his first at bat? Oh, his first hit was a home run. So I think that's what was significant about it. But yeah, Kyber Ruiz, man. Look out for him. But most of all with Kyber Ruiz, you're going to see good fielding with him. Decent arm. I think they're kind of working with him on his arm. I remember reading about that. But Kyber Ruiz, you were seeing his name come up a lot with the Red Sox in the Mookie Betts trades. So his name was definitely popping up. So the Red Sox were really trying to snag him. But good hit tool, 55 hit. Definitely could develop some more power. We just saw a home run. But he's got good bat control, disciplined approach, limits the strikeouts. That's what you like to see. Pretty excited for Kyber Ruiz. Garrett Crochet, oh my. We saw this guy. He came out of the pen this year for the White Sox. This dude dominated. 8 strikeouts over 6 innings. Didn't give up a run. Huge fastball out of the University of Tennessee. He just got drafted, and he was already throwing significant innings for the White Sox. He threw it in the playoffs, too. 60 slider. This is a guy that has closer potential. Look out for Garrett Crochet. Simple as that. This dude was throwing gas. Christian Robinson. Look out for him. All-around player. 60 power, 50 hit, 60 run, 55 arm. Good all-around player potential. Only 20 years old. If we take a look here, he's got size and athleticism. How tall is he? 6'3", so good frame already. So he's got a lot of tools. So really exciting player with the Diamondbacks. Raw power, so we always like to see. Kind of hits to all fields. He's got effortless pull side power as well as opposite field pops. That's what you like to see. Overall in the minor leagues, 366 on base in the minors so far in 2 years. So in A-ball is the highest that he's gone. He did digress a little bit in A-ball. The average dropped, on base dropped. So he was facing tougher competition, but he still did get a couple of home runs. I would expect for him, he's going to be fine. Give him some more time in the minors. He's going to be fine. Zach Veen, here's a fun one. Again, high school player. He was the Austin Hendrick was actually taken before Zach Veen. The Padres liked more what they saw out of did I just say Austin Hendrick? I meant to say Robert Hassel. Sorry. He was taken before Robert Hassel was taken before Zach Veen, but a lot of people were thinking Zach Veen was going to be the first high school hitter taken. People were projecting Zach Veen to maybe even go in the number 2 spot with the Orioles just because of how much they would have to spend. But Zach Veen, look out for him, man. This guy had some incredible power in high school, plus hitting ability, plus raw power. 6'4" already, left-handed swing. He draws comparisons to Cody Bellinger. He kind of has like that big looping swing. So if we take a look here. So if you go on MLB.com right now, they actually have all these videos now where you can just go look it up. But if you take a look at Zach Veen, he has like this Cody Bellinger kind of a swing, like just bat speed, kind of has like that finish in the bat, kind of like a Cody Bellinger a little bit. You know, so I like Zach Veen. I think he's going to be a really good hitter. And if that power develops for Coors Field, look out, man. Brandon Marsh, here we go. Brandon Marsh. This is one where a lot of people were, thinking Brandon Marsh for Joe Musgrove could be a pretty even trade. That ended up not happening. So if we take a look here, Brandon Marsh, this is an all-around player. Could end up seeing him sooner rather than later. He is a really solid outfield prospect. Hard contact, gets on base, good walk rate, good strength, good bat speed, good fielding, good arm. I mean, Brandon Marsh is a player that, or prospect that could be a really good player down the road. Overall in the minors, 368 on base, 288 average, good amount of home runs. So look out for Brandon Marsh. Could be really solid. You got Justin Upton leaving soon. Brandon Marsh can fit right into that outfield. Here we go. Quinn Priester. Quinn Priester, taking a look here. The one thing with him, fastball, curveball right off the bat. Overall, pretty solid. 50 changeup, 50 control, 50 overall. I don't know. I kind of wonder if maybe he's a little high. Let's take a look at the stats. 3.19 ERA. I think this guy's a little high. I think he's a little high on this list personally. I think there's some other guys where they could definitely go up higher, like a Braylon Marquez. I think Braylon Marquez. But he's got a good frame, 6'3". He's got projection. So, here we go. It's clear Priester used his first offseason to add strength, and the stuff he displayed in 2020 had taken a step forward. Over the summer and fall, he was up to 98, so that's always nice. Averaging a touch over 97. Sinking two-seamer, gets a lot of ground balls. He's still working on kind of making his breaking pitches look a little different. He's got a lot of spin rate on the curveball. I think he's a little high for me. He hasn't really done too much right now. He's still very far away. I think there's some other guys on this list that I think Quinn Priester should be a little lower on this list. I like Braylon Marquez, Nick Lodolo. I think Lodolo should maybe be higher than him personally, but that's just me. Here we go. Tristan McKenzie. We saw a little Tristan McKenzie this year with Cleveland. He had 6 starts, 8 games, 3.24 ERA. Look out for him. Good fastball, good curveball, above average changeup, above average control. You could argue he could be a little higher on this list, but Tristan McKenzie, he was really solid. As we can see here, he uses all 4 pitches. I mean, solid fastball. Kind of sits 90, 91, 95. Good spin rate. Yeah. So this is what I was kind of looking for. He has a feel for pitching. So that's always nice. When you can read these young guys, they just have a feel for pitching. He's already worked 329 innings in the minor leagues. So that's always good. 6'5". He's skinny. Definitely could add some. Wow, look at that. 6'5", 165 pounds, man. Tristan McKenzie, please, from an obese power lifter to you, can you please go get yourself a couple of hamburgers at the local Five Guys? Can you please go do that for me, Tristan McKenzie? Oh my God, 6'5", 165. Please go have a sandwich. That's all I ask. Go treat yourself to a milkshake, my friend. Come on. Tristan McKenzie, you could be like a top 10 guy. Add on like 20 pounds and you're going to be throwing gas, my friend. Vidal Brujan. Here we go. This is an exciting one. Uber athletic guy, 60 hit, not too much power, but he's got a ton of speed, good in the field. Another one of these Rays prospects where they're just like athletic kind of guy, an athletic kind of a guy. Really like Vidal Brujan. Again, he's got a ton of stolen bases already. 48 48 stolen bases in 2019. This guy's just pure athleticism, man. Pure athleticism. You know, he'll have some pop too. He's good in the field. I like it. I think it's a good spot for him. Here we go. Jeter Downs. Let's go to Jeter Downs, huh? Jeter Downs, I think he's barely ahead of a Vidal Brujan because I think Jeter Downs is just a little more of a complete player. I kind of like where these guys are at. You could argue Brujan, he could maybe be a little higher on this list, but I kind of like where this is. Jeter Downs, 49. He's just more of like I think Jeter Downs, he came over in the Mookie Betts trade. He's just a solid all-around prospect. Solid all-around prospect. He just hits well, has a little power. He fields well. He just kind of does everything well. He's just going to be, I think, a good player, you know? So he was named after Derek Jeter. That was always funny. Now he's a Red Sox. So he's got good bat speed. He's got a simple swing. I think there's not the thing with Jeter Downs. He has not really like this one tool that really jumps off the page. He's just a good, well-rounded prospect. So I think you could end up seeing a lot of Jeter Downs this year if someone goes down. Definitely could be the second baseman of the future. Here we go, Francisco Alvarez. Here we go. Look out for him. This is a fun one for the Mets. Definitely, I mean, this could be the next guy up. If James McCann ends up leaving eventually after a few years, he could be the next guy. So Francisco Alvarez, only 19 years old. The one thing with him is he has incredible makeup and leadership skills. That's what I love. I've read about him. I love when these guys have those kind of things in their scouting reports where they just have good attitudes on the field. They know how to just be a good teammate, and they have leadership qualities. And this is a guy where, you know, that right off the bat, that reminds me of Jason Varitek. A lot. Good arm, good in the field. It looks like the offensive numbers need to come around. So far, not really too much to speak of. 42 games in rookie ball. But he's hit 282 so far. But, he's at 312 overall. Had a few home runs. So, hey, Francisco Alvarez, I think you should be excited if you're a Mets fan. Corbin Carroll, here we go. Athletic guy here. Ton of speed. Here we go. 60 hit, 45 power. I think that Corbin Carroll, you could argue, could be a little higher on this list. I love when guys have a 70 run, a 60 hit, and then a 45 power, because you know the power can always get better. Always. I would rather have a guy where you have a 60 hit and a 70 run than a guy with like a 40 hit, a 50 run, and like a 60 power. I'd rather have the guy that has more of a hitting ability, but because the power can come with time. So, and he's good in the field. Corbin Carroll, I think you could argue he could be in the top 30. So I like Corbin Carroll a lot. I think he's a little low on this list personally. Let's take a look. And he's had good numbers so far. Rookie ball, and then the split squad, 409 on base, 299 average, couple of home runs. Corbin Carroll, look out for him. Here we go. Jordan Groshans. Here we go. Cardinals guy. A lot of people were thinking maybe the Cardinals. I forget what was the trade. It was they were thinking. I'm trying to remember the trade. I had a trade put up. It was with the Blue Jays or was it the Cardinals? I can't remember. I was using Groshans in a lot of trade ideas, but overall, this guy's had some good numbers so far in the minor leagues. Good all-around hitter. Good power already. Good hit. Fine with the speed. Good arm. So Jordan Groshans, you kind of wonder what's going to happen with Bo Bichette. Is Groshans eventually going to play third? So I have to wait and see there. But this is a guy, man. Raw ingredients here to become a plus hitter with plus game power. So plus bat speed, barrels the ball. You always like that when you get a guy that can just put barrels on the ball. But overall, 376 on base so far in the minor leagues. Had some home runs. You know the home runs, he's going to start hitting more home runs. He has incredible power when it comes to like batting practice and whatnot. He hasn't fully translated to in-game, but look out, man. This guy's got all the tools. Here we go. Luis Campusano. We've seen him a little bit. One game, 3 at-bats, but had the home run, so that was pretty cool. Here we go. But Luis Campusano, good catching prospect, good arm, 50 field. Would like to see the fielding. I always like it when catchers can have, like a 55 or 60 fielding. Always like that. But here we go. But overall, he has gotten better with the stick a little. But if you take a look at the minor leagues, 372 on base, 304 average, has some pop. So I think with him, with the Padres, where they really want him to get better is more of the fielding. So, but he has the offensive potential already. Here we go. Another Red Sox guy, Tristan Casas. I like that the Red Sox are at least a little top heavy when it comes to their prospects. Still need to kind of build the depth in their farm system again, but they got a few guys on here. So Tristan Casas, I'll tell you the one thing right away with Tristan Casas is power. That's the one thing you're going to see with him. First baseman, ton of power, already has an advanced hitting ability. He's got a good arm, good in the field, high school guy. I mean, first round pick for the Red Sox back in 2018. So overall, he's put up decent numbers. 2019, A-ball, high A-ball, had good on-base numbers, good power numbers, had 20 home runs. He's literally, how old is he right now? He's 21 years old, and in his first full season in professional baseball, had 20 home runs. That's pretty good. So Tristan Casas, look out for him. Nick Gonzalez, this is a fun one. A lot of people were thinking maybe Nick Gonzalez could even go in maybe even the number 1 spot in this past year's draft. But the Pirates, they got a fun prospect here. A guy that can hit, a guy that, the fielding needs to get a little better. But this guy was a hitting machine in college at New Mexico State. Look out for him. He had some really good numbers in the Cape Cod League. He was the MVP there, hit .351. And it was with a wood bat, so that's always nice to see. I mean, this guy just hits, man. There's really not much else to say. Has yet to play professionally, but I think he's going to translate really well. He was one of these college guys that, he wasn't in, this top college school, like a University of Florida or a Vanderbilt or like an Oregon State, but he really put up some good numbers. Spencer Howard, here's one to keep an eye out for. Had a few starts this year, not the greatest numbers, but had some decent strikeout numbers already. Gave up some home runs. He was a little prone, but a big fastball here, plus changeup. I always love it when a guy has a plus changeup. The changeup is honestly probably my favorite pitch. I love a changeup, and I'll thank Pedro Martinez for that. Seeing Pedro Martinez's changeup for years, man, I love a changeup so much. But Howard, he has a good one. He'll sit in the mid-90s. He can get up towards 100, but then you got a changeup like that too. Forget about it. Spencer Howard, you could argue could be a little higher on this list. Forrest Whitley, this is a really interesting one. He was a lot higher on this list at one point. He had a horrible 2019 season. He had a 7.99 ERA. Still getting a ton of strikeouts, but he walks a lot of guys. He really lacked control. He lacked command. He was off with his mechanics. Guy throws hard, though. He's got a good curveball as well, good slider, good cutter. He's got tons of pitches. His control is the problem. 45 control. That's the one thing with Forrest Whitley. But he did pitch in the Arizona Fall League after this season that he had in 2019. He put up good numbers there. So the Astros are hoping he could bounce back. Nick Madrigal, man, here's another one of these hitting machines. I mean, it's kind of funny with him. I always hate it when these guys have debuted. He played a lot of games already with the White Sox this year, played 29 games. So I hate it when these guys are still on this list. So, because it's kind of like he's already made it and he's already there. I mean, he could still go back down if he struggles, but I don't see that happening. He's got a 70 hit tool. He's great in the field. Nick Madrigal, man, look out for this guy. I mean, he's got really good speed too. I mean, good grief. This year with the White Sox, had a 376 on base, a 340 average, had a couple of stolen bases. Nick Madrigal, man, he's the real deal. If you still consider him a prospect, I would put him higher on this list. I put Nick Madrigal probably top 25, honestly. I think 40, I don't know why he's this low. I mean, just what? Because of the power? I think you could, like I've said, you can add some power over time. But Michael Kopech, here's another interesting one, another White Sox one. This guy, when the Red Sox got him, when the Red Sox drafted him, oh boy, this dude he throws gas. He's got one of he throws hard, but he was a part of the Chris Sale trade with Yohan Moncada. And there were a lot of people upset when we gave up Michael Kopech, but this dude hit 105 in a start in 2006. He usually sits in the upper 90s. He's got a good slider, he's got a plus slider, really good curve, good changeup. He lacks the control. He's also had some off the field stuff where he's been dealing with like some personal things off the field. So he had Tommy John at one point. You just haven't really seen him develop. So a lot of guys, within the White Sox system, they're hoping Kopech this year kind of puts it together. There's a ton of potential with this guy. So But I think right here in this area, I think that's good because he definitely has the makings of a top prospect, but he just had, he's had the Tommy John, he's had the off the field stuff, the control issues a little bit. I think it's a good spot for him. Nolan Gorman, here we go. So the Cardinals just getting Nolan Arenado. So people are thinking, what are they going to do with Nolan Gorman? Is he still going to come up eventually? Maybe he can play first eventually or something like that. I don't know. But overall, again, this is something, I think Nolan Gorman, I'm not a big fan of Nolan Gorman. I'm not a big fan of the hit tool, 45 hit. He's got good power. He's got a good arm. I think Nolan Gorman needs to be a little lower on this list personally. That's just me. I mean, he's put up good numbers. So 345 on base overall in the minors, but in 2019, really kind of fell off. High A ball, he only had a 304 on base, only hit 256, had some home runs. He's had some home run numbers in the minors. I just think he fell off a little bit in 2019. I think personally he needs to be a little lower on this list. That's just me. I'd rather have a guy, oh, we got something happening. The Boston Red Sox has donated $5. Here we go. Thank you so much, my friend. What are your thoughts on the future for the Red Sox at third base and first base, since we have Devers and Dahlbeck in the majors and Cassis and Blaze Jordan as well? That's another one. I wonder if anyone considers Blaze Jordan a snub. I don't think he's a snub. He should not be on this list. But it's going to be interesting. I personally think Devers, I do not like Devers' glove at third. There's just so many times I have watched this guy just fail to make the plays consistently, just like these routine kind of plays, and he just dilly-daddles out there. I'm expecting a better season defensively from him with Alex Cora back. Alex Cora is going to be on him like white on rice. But, you got Dahlbeck. I just wondered, Devers, I think he's a DH. I think he should be more of a full-time DH, and I think, you can have him play some third here and there. I think once JD Martinez is out of town, I think you're going to see Devers more as the DH. I just think that's going to happen. Dahlbeck, he's got a good glove. I think eventually you'll see Dahlbeck at third, and I think you'll see Cassis at first. I think that's what's going to end up happening. So but then Blaze Jordan, who knows what ends up happening with him? He's such a wild card. You don't know what could end up happening. Blaze Jordan, tons of power, but the guy, he has trouble with the strikeouts. He has trouble, managing the strike zone. So Blaze Jordan's going to be a fun prospect to keep an eye out for. That's one thing about this season that I'm really looking forward to, is seeing these minor league guys again. Seeing the guys, seeing what they do in the minor leagues. I hated that we had no minor leagues last year. That's actually one thing I'm really looking forward to this year. So, but yeah, I predict Devers eventually, he's going to be more of a DH. Dahlbeck is going to be at third. And then if Cassis continues to progress, he'll be the first baseman. But you gotta wait and see with Cassis as well. But Cassis, he was hitting really well at in the alternate training site this year with the Red Sox. So, if all goes to plan, I would put Cassis at first. I would put Dahlbeck at third, and then I would put Devers as the DH. And then maybe, give a guy a day off here and there. Devers can play some third or whatever. So that's where I'm at. Here we go. Thank you again, Boston Red Sox. Here we go. Taking a look. Here we go. So I was at Nolan Gorman. I think he should be a little lower. All right, we're getting close to number one, guys. We're getting close. I'm glad you're all sticking it out with me. This is a lot. I kind of underestimated this a little bit. Here we go. Matthew Liberatore. This is a fun one. This is a guy where, as of right now, this is a fun pitching prospect to keep an eye out for. Good fastball, good curveball. Both plus pitches for him. Above average changeup, above average control, good slider. So a lot of people think he's more of one of the more advanced guys. He just has a good ability to just pitch. He just has an advanced feel for pitching already. He's got already really good pitches already. He's athletic. He does a good job repeating his delivery. I think Matthew Liberatore, this is a guy that's going to be a really successful pitcher in the major leagues. Exciting to see what he can do in the next couple of years. Nolan Jones, third baseman for the Indians, third base prospect. He's one of these power hitting guys on the corner. 50 hits, 60 power, not too much speed. Pretty typical third baseman from what you see. He played hockey. He ended up deciding to play baseball. But overall, this guy's had really good on-base numbers. 272 average. Good amount of home runs. I think Nolan Jones, man. I think you could argue Nolan Jones could be a little higher on this list. I think you could. I mean, I like him. He's just a good power hitting on base guy. Decent with the glove as well. 50 field. So Nolan Jones, I think you'll see him sooner rather than later. Look out for Nolan Jones. Drew Waters. Here's a fun one. You've seen him kind of bounced around in trade ideas this offseason with the Braves. But this is a guy all around potential with him. So taking a look here, they drafted him out of Georgia, so he's a hometown kid, switch hitter, better from the left side, can drive the ball to all fields from both sides of the plate. He's aggressive, has a quick swing, good bat speed. So he strikes out more often than walks, so you don't like to see that very much. But over time, I think you could see an improvement there. He's just an athletic guy. Kind of wonder, I mean, a little... To me, the 55 hit and the 50 power, I mean, he's got the 60 tools, 60 runs, 60 arm. I like that. I'd kind of like to maybe see one of the, at least the hit, you know, I don't know. For him being this high, I would like maybe to see a little more, but I can understand he's an athletic kid. So, but right now he is an outfielder, so definitely take a look out for him. He just needs to improve on the plate discipline a little bit. Or walking more, not plate discipline itself. He gets on base pretty well. He's had a 354 on base in the minors, 298 average, 20 home runs so far in the minor leagues. He just tends to strike out a little bit, 164 strikeouts. I don't like when you see those many strikeouts. So if he can just improve in that aspect, I think you could argue maybe he could be a few slots down, maybe like somewhere towards 40. I think it's a fine spot for him. Randy Rosarina, look at this guy in the postseason this past year. This guy was putting up some numbers in the postseason, set a record for home runs in the postseason. So Randy Rosarina, man, it's one of these guys that he's already played a lot in the major leagues so far, and he's still considered a prospect. I feel like he's just wasting a spot here, but what can you do? He had a pretty decent season this year, 281, 7 homers, 11 RBIs. But yeah, he's a good all-around player. International signing a couple years ago. As we all saw in the playoffs, good power. He just has a ton of bat speed. He barrels the ball really well. He's decent out in the field. So he's got good speed, really good speed. 65 hit. So Randy Rosarina, man. Like I said, we saw the legend of a Rosarina this postseason. Had some off the field issues this offseason, so hopefully he's gotten that all taken care of, and we can just keep seeing a Rosarina be a good ball player. It's going to suck for me as a Red Sox fan seeing this guy all the time hitting moon shots over the green monster, but what can you do? Logan Gilbert, here's a fun prospect for the Mariners. Oh, we got a super chat coming through. Colt is here. $2 super chat. Colt, thank you so much, my friend. Haven't seen you around in a while, my friend. Hope you're doing good. But Logan Gilbert. This is another fun prospect to keep an eye out for. Logan Gilbert. So, taking a look, 65 fastball, big fastball from him, 55 slider, 55 changeup, 55 control. I mean, out of Stetson University, right near me. That's about an hour away from me. Has really good numbers in the minor leagues so far. 2.13 ERA. Good amount of strikeouts. Logan Gilbert, I think, should be a little higher on this list personally. I mean, as I can see, Emerson Hancock is ahead of him right now. I would put Logan Gilbert ahead of Hancock. I don't see why Hancock is ahead of Gilbert. But here we go. We'll talk about Hancock here in a second. Jason Dominguez. Here's a fun one for all you Yankee fans out there. Yankee fans are drooling over this guy. Drooling. The most hyped and tooled up international prospect in recent memory. Dominguez engenders comparisons to some of the best athletes in baseball history, such as Bo Jackson, Mickey Mantle, and Mike Trout. I mean, I don't know. When you're getting those kind of comparisons, shouldn't this guy maybe be like top 10? I don't know. I'm just saying. But Jason Dominguez, man, this is a guy where if you can get his rookie card right now, you might want to get a Jason Dominguez rookie card if you can. It could maybe, based off of the scouting, could end up being a very valuable card in the future. But again, looking at him, he's got 60 power, 55 hit, 65 run. He's an all-around athlete. Any video on him? I've seen a video. So here, taking some batting practice as of recently, a couple weeks ago. This dude is thick with 2 C's. I'll tell you that right now. thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. This dude's got like arms like the size of freaking like anacondas. Is that the right way to put it? I mean, look at that, man. Look at the bat speed on that. This dude's just like just looking at the bat go through the zone. Oof. Just goodness gracious. Boom. There's tons of power there. He just puts so much force onto the ball. Good looking swing too. Simple swing. He's a thick dude, man. You're a thick dude. Switch hitter too. Man. Good arm. Jason Dominguez, man. Look out for Jason Dominguez. Yankee fans are excited over him. I think, I guess the only thing holding him back is you haven't seen him play in the minors yet. So, that's the only thing where I think, personally, I think maybe there is a little overrated, maybe, just because you haven't seen him play. But the dude has, when you just look at the guy, you just look at the way he swings, you look at the way he throws. I've watched some other stuff on YouTube on him. He looks decent for a 17-year-old kid. For 17 years old, and he already looks like a guy that's like 25. So I'm just saying, you have to see how it plays out. You don't know what he's going to end up doing, but there is a lot of potential there based off of what he did when he was younger as well. So, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Pretty exciting with him. Here we go. Moving on. Asa Lacy. Here's one where just got drafted. Went to Texas A&M. He was really good there. Really good. I think you could argue he could be higher on this list. This is a college arm. He went up against some good competition in college. Good fastball, good slider, good curveball, good changeup. I think Asa Lacy should be a little higher on this list. I thought this was a great pick for the Royals. Wow, good for them that they got him. So Asa Lacy, man, look out for him. Good arm. I think he's going to move through the minor leagues pretty quick. He's already an advanced arm. He's already 21 years old. So the only thing with him is he does lack command a little bit. He does lack command, and he lacked command in college just a tad. So there's also kind of some weariness about his delivery. Tends to be has a little effort in that delivery. So, but Asa Lacy, I think he could be really good. Daniel Lynch, moving on to another Royals prospect here. Big fastball from him. Big curveball. Good slider plus slider. Here's another one where 24 years old, he could be pretty close. Overall, he was picked 34th in the 2018 draft. He was a college pitcher as well. So where did he go to college? I wish they would say right here where he went to college. So he had a minor arm issue, but he's 6'6". Let's actually go take a look. I haven't watched too much on him. Daniel Lynch. Here we go. What do you got for us, Daniel Lynch? 99 fastball. So this is actually from the Royals' alternate site. Or he worked on this stuff from the alternate site. Worked on his changeup. But man, this guy, good movement on those pitches. Is there a fastball here? Did I miss the fastball? You got a fastball for us? Okay, off-speed stuff looks pretty good. Oh. He got some good movement. He's got good movement on those pitches. So Daniel Lynch, look out for him. Overall, he's put up good numbers in the minor leagues. Good numbers. So high A ball, had a 3.10 ERA. Good amount of strikeouts. So I like it. Daniel Lynch, I think look out for him. He could be pretty close, especially if he was doing a lot of work at the alternate site too, hitting 99 on a fastball from the left side. You could see him at one point. Max Meyer, here's one guy to look out for. Like a lot of people would say with Max Meyer, kind of like a lot of people think of Tim Lincecum with a Max Meyer. Kind of like this smaller guy, but he's got a ton of velocity. 70 fastball, a 70 slider. Like, are you kidding me? set a plus. Not too many guys will have 2 plus like 70 grades. Not too many guys will have that. And he's got 55 control. The only thing about him is the durability. A lot of people worry about him just because he's 6 foot. It tends not to be a great height for pitchers, but I think this guy, he could be really good. Look out for him. Go look at some videos. He's got some good movement on his pitches too. Grayson Rodriguez, taking a look at him, 6'5", 220. That jumped right off to me. 65 fastball, 60 slider, 65 changeup. So that's pretty good if you ask me. Taking a look at the stats so far, 2.46 ERA in the minors. Holy cow, man. 149 strikeouts and 113 innings. Look out for Grayson Rodriguez. We got any video on him? 6'5", 220. Jesus, man. That's pretty good. Here we go. Taking a look. Grayson Rodriguez pitching in the futures game. Not a big fan of the delivery very much, but whatever. Bit of extension on that arm. But, I mean, he gets good tail on it, too. He's got good life on that fastball. So let's take a look at one more. Oh, that was nasty. Come on, give us one good fastball. Oh, goodness gracious. Only 91 right there. It looked a lot harder than 91. Either way, but he's got good life on that fastball. So look out for Grayson Rodriguez, man. That's another one. Here we go. Moving on up. Let's see. Alex Kirilloff. I think I said that right. Kirilloff. He just played in the postseason this past year. 15th overall pick in 2016. 60 hit, 55 power. The Twins are excited about him. As we can see here, he's had good numbers in the minors. 365 on base, 317 average, 36 home runs in the minor leagues. What else is there to say? This guy just looks like an all-around hitter. I think that's what the Twins need. I think the Twins need just more. They kind of go, they're so home run happy. They need guys that are just going to do more than just home runs. They need to create more offense. Just more, just overall better hitters than just home run hitters. So I think he's going to be a really welcome addition for the Twins in the coming years. Matt Manning. Here's an interesting one. 60 fastball, 60 curve. Personally, I don't know. I think Matt Manning, he's a good pitching prospect. I think just a little high for me. I just see some of these other guys where I think Matt Manning's going to be good, but I don't know. I just see some of these other guys where, I don't know, I kind of like what some of these other guys got. I'm not saying Matt Manning's bad. I'm just saying, I don't know, maybe I don't know. He doesn't like jump off the screen to me. He's got a big frame, 6'6". You always like the height there. He's the 9th overall pick in 2016. This guy could be really good. I think he'd be a really solid guy. Overall, 3.04 ERA. A really good amount of strikeouts. So he really gets the strikeouts. So, I take that back. Good spot. I think it's a good spot for Matt Manning. Tariq Skubal. Saw him a little bit. I had him on fantasy. I took a chance on him a couple of times this year. He just completely kicked the bucket for me. But he's had good numbers in the minor leagues. 2.11 ERA in the minors. Huge amount of strikeouts. 212 strikeouts over 145 innings. Taking a look. This guy, plus fastball, plus slider, above average changeup, above average control, good curveball. Tariq Skubal, sorry. He's had some really good numbers. Let's take a look here. Like I said, he pitched with the Tigers a little bit this year. He stunk for me on fantasy when I took a chance on him. He had like how many negative points for me, but whatever. It's a rookie. What can you do? Taking a look here. So that was pretty good little changeup he threw. Taking a look. Good fastball, man. 96. 96, man. Look out for Tariq Skubal. Look out for him. That guy throws gas. Joey Bart, 23. I could maybe argue Joey Bart could be a little higher on this list. A 55 field, 60 arm as a catcher. This guy's got a lot of potential. Future catcher possibly definitely for the Giants once Buster Posey's days are done. Joey Bart didn't have a great year with the Giants this year. 33 games, only had the 288 on base, but whatever, it's a rookie season. But overall, decent numbers in the minors. 2019 wasn't great. He actually did better at Double-A. 368 on base. Not great at high A ball, which is kind of weird. Usually guys tend to get worse as they get higher. But 316 average. He did really well at double A. He's got good power potential. Joey Bart, man. Joey Bart, look out for him. Austin Martin, here was the birthday present of the draft. This guy was expected to go number 2. I can't believe he fell to the Blue Jays. He fell 5th to the Blue Jays. That's a birthday gift and a half for the Blue Jays. Huge pickup for them in the draft. This guy out of Vanderbilt. The Vanderbilt guys, man. The Vanderbilt guys, they always seem to have good careers. But 65 hit, that's what I love to see. When a guy's got a hit tool like that, he reminds me a bit of like Derek Jeter. He kind of reminds me of that. If you go take a look at Austin Martin, I don't know what it is. He has like this Derek Jeter vibe to him. You know, I can't really explain it. I've just watched Jeter for years, and for some reason, I just see just the kind of way he just hits, kind of just his build, you know, like I just see Derek Jeter. Is that a fair comparison? I don't know. I feel like he's just a faster Derek Jeter. Just a good, solid hitter overall. You know? Look at that. Good outfield, man. Good in the outfield. He's a good all-around player. I can't believe he fell 5th. That was nuts to me. Blue Jays got a birthday gift. So Austin Martin, man, really exciting prospect. I think you could argue he could be higher on this list. I'd rather have Austin Martin ahead of like a JJ Bleday. I'd have Martin higher than Riley Green. Again, that kind of sounds a little hypocritical because, you know, I have been saying, you know, these guys that haven't had minor league careers yet. I just think Austin Martin, man, he put up such good numbers at Vanderbilt. And Vanderbilt is, Vanderbilt's really good, man. They go up against they go up the best schools in the country. So they produce a lot of good talent out of there, man. Austin Martin's going to be a good player. Here we go. Riley Green, almost into the top 20 now. I can't believe you guys have stuck around this long. You guys are awesome. 142 people still here. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Riley Green, man, 60 hit, 55 power. He's got the 55 arm, 55 overall. But Riley Green, man, had good numbers in his first professional season. Went up to high A ball, but the on base, not great. Only a 219 average. Again, that's why I'd rather... He didn't do great in the minors. Like, he did well in the lower portions of the minors. But when he got to A ball, he didn't do very well over, 24 games. He had a couple of home runs. I don't know. I just think, maybe I'm just biased towards Austin Martin. I just love Austin Martin's game. I just like watching him play. There's just something about Austin Martin when I watch him play. And then, Riley Green, let's pull up a video here. So according to the thumbnail on that, he had a nasty catch at spring training one time. Let's take a look at Mr. Riley Green. Here we go. Oh, decent opposite field power right there. Oh, wait, let's look at this. Oh, God, get that. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God, look at this. Oh, oh my God. Look at his arm just completely bent backwards. God, what a robbery. Oh, that ball was gone. Oh, get that. Jesus. Oh, that's awesome, man. Wow, what a catch. But Riley Green, overall, I'm not too big on the A-ball stats that he put up, so I don't know. I think this is fine. I think in this area is fine. The tools go in his favor. As you can see, he's got the 60 hit already. Had good opposite field power from what we just saw. But I would not be surprised to see Austin Martin shoot up this list past him. Here we go. Top 20. We're getting closer, everyone. JJ Bleday. Here we go. 55 hit, 60 power, 60 arm, 55 field. Man, I'm getting tired. We have talked about so many prospects. Here we go. Again, high A ball. He started at high A ball. Interesting. 311 on base, 257 average. And that's what I'm saying with these guys, like Austin Martin, I'd rather put Austin Martin up higher. So that's why, to me, I don't understand why why is Austin Martin not higher than these guys? But you got guys like Robert Hassel, who have yet to even play in the minor leagues, didn't even play in college, but they're ahead of some of these other guys, like Heston Kjerstad, or, who had success in college, or like an Edward Cabrera. That's what I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why you got Robert Hassel as high as he is, but why isn't Austin Martin, who played at Vanderbilt, who was considered a top 3, at one point, the top overall draft prospect, why is he not higher than these guys? They didn't have good seasons in the minors. I know it's not all about the numbers you put up in the minor leagues, but I don't know. I just kind of feel weird about that. I think Austin Martin would be number 20 for me, and then these two guys would slide down. I would even put Joey Bart up again higher than JJ Bleday. Honestly, I would put Scooball higher than those guys. I don't know. They're not really like exciting to me. So I don't know. But here we go. Luis Patino, just saw him go back to the Rays in the Blake Snell trade. This guy's got a big fastball plus slider. He's got good control. He actually had control issues playing with the Padres this year. Had 11 games out of the bullpen, 1 start, but he had some control issues. He had 14 walks in 17 innings, which completely goes against the 55 control. But he did, I think he had Tommy John at one point, or he had some issues health-wise. What was it? I think he had like something going on. I don't know what it was, but either way, the guy throws gas. The guy throws hard. He kind of reminds me of a Pedro Martinez in a way, kind of like some things about him. Has a good changeup. It kind of reminds me of Pedro a little bit. See some little things. Pasco Sacco, what is going on, my friend? Here we go. Ian Anderson. Here we go. So he had a really, really good year with the Braves this year. Came up, 6 starts, 1.95 ERA. So it's like, that's what I don't understand. Why is Anderson not higher on this list? This guy dominated in his rookie season. He was pitching in the playoffs. So against the Dodgers. But Anderson, really looking forward to him. We all got a taste of him in this year. Royce Lewis, this is an interesting one. He was drafted first overall in 2017, but he is just not, in 2019, he just really fell off. He had a 290 on base overall. Not very good. So I think they're keeping him here just because he has put up good numbers in the minors up to this point. The power was still there, but I think they're counting on a bounce back from him. He's got really good athleticism, 70 run, 60 hit, 55 power. So scouts are still high on him. It's just a matter of like, all right, he was drafted in 2017. A lot of people were considering he should be up by now, but I think it's fine. I think this year is going to be very telling for him, Royce Lewis. What's he going to do this year? I think eventually some people are going to want to start seeing him in the major leagues. So we'll have to wait and see how he does. Here we go. Marco Luciano. Here we go. This guy has a ton of raw power. 65 power tool, 55 hit tool, 45 run. Not very great. Arm, though, is good. This is a guy, kind of wonder, just because of the run tool, people here say because he has a high baseball IQ, he does the little things well at short. That's what makes him, he's going to stick there. But people wonder if he's going to end up at third or right field because of his speed. You kind of need to be you need to be more of a speedier, athletic guy to be a shortstop. So a lot of people wonder if he's going to be right field. I could maybe see that because he's got a 60 arm, but he definitely could slide over to third as well. So I could maybe see realistically maybe more of a third base job for him. But either way, he's got plus power. He's got really quick hands, lightning fast. I mean, yeah, man. Looking at the stats, he's only 19 years old too. In 2019, hit 302, 10 homers, 42 RBIs. So what? He was 17 years old, 18 years old at that time. So Marcell Luciano, you could argue he could be a little higher on this list. Sixto Sanchez, here we go. This guy had a successful first few starts with the Marlins. We saw him in the playoffs. He went up against the Cubs, beat the Cubs. Sixto Sanchez, man. Big fastball. Not a lot of spin rate on that fastball, but good fastball, ton of velocity. Good curveball. He's got a nasty changeup, a changeup reminiscent of Pedro Martinez. Good control. Sixto Sanchez, man. I would put Sixto higher on this list. If you're going to put major league guys that have already been in the major leagues, I would put Sixto Sanchez higher on this list. I would put Sixto ahead of Dylan Carlson, to be honest with you. I love Dylan Carlson, but I'd put Sixto ahead of him. I'd put Sixto ahead of Andrew Vaughn. Why is Andrew Vaughn ahead of Sixto Sanchez? I like Andrew Vaughn, 3rd overall pick in 2019, but I think Sixto should be ahead of him. I mean, we just literally saw Sixto Sanchez this year pitch incredible. Andrew Vaughn, college hitter. Or actually, was he out of college? Yes, he was the best hitter in college during his 3 years at California. Won the Golden Spikes Award. He's got a ton of power. He's a really good hitter, so I can understand why they put him ahead of Sixto. I'm just saying, based off of what we saw from Sixto this year and what we saw in the minor leagues, the stuff that he has, I'd put Sixto just ahead of him. But overall, Andrew Vaughn, he's put up some good numbers already in the minors. 278 average, 6 homers, 36 RBIs, 384 on base. That's what you like to see. But look at that. I love that he has a 65 hit and a 60 power. That's what you love to see. Where's he going to end up playing? Is he going to end up, what are they going to end up doing? Is he going to end up being a DH? Is he going to end up playing first? Or what's he going to do? So, going to be interesting to see how they deal with that. Dylan Carlson. I like Dylan Carlson a lot. Dylan Carlson. I think he's going to be a really fun player. 60 power, 55 hit. He's just a good athlete. Because a good athlete, he plays well in the field already. In the minor leagues, hit really well. This year with the Cardinals, not so much, but whatever. It's rookie season. So, but really good overall in the minors. 350 on base, 260 average. You would like to see the average be a little higher. But good amount of home runs. 26 home runs in 2019. Man, Dylan Carlson, I think he's going to be really good. Kristen Pache, saw him with the Braves this year. This guy, the first thing that jumps off the bat is the fielding. Look at the fielding. He's probably the best fielder overall, best defender in the minor leagues. He's at an 80 field. That's pretty nasty. And then that's what is going to carry him the most as he tries to improve with the hitting. In the minor leagues, wasn't amazing with the bat, 331 average, 280 or 331 on base, 283 average. He had some power, though. 12 home runs in 2019. So, Kristen Pache, man, that hitting is going to improve. But that fielding, though, put him out in center field right now, and you're good to go. Casey Mize, here we go, number 11. Casey Mize struggled this year, 6.99 ERA over 7 starts. Had an okay amount of strikeouts. He walked some guys. But overall, this guy has shown a lot. The one thing about him, though, is he's had some shoulder issues. That's the one thing with him. But if he can stay healthy, man, look at just the plus fastball, plus slider, 70 splitter. That's insane. I don't think I've seen one guy with a splitter on here yet. So this guy definitely has the best splitter in all of the minor leagues right now. He could end up having the best splitter in baseball. Let's actually go take a look at some highlights here with Casey Mize. Hope I don't get copyrighted for this, but whatever. All right, Casey Mize. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, the fastball looks effortless. When he throws it, he doesn't even look... He looks like he's barely throwing it. And look at the life on that fastball. Good grief. Do you see how much tail is on that? Oh, is this a splitter? No, that's not a splitter. Wait, no. Wait, what is this? That's not even the same pitch. What's this? Oh, that splitter is nasty. That's a nasty splitter. Oh my God, that just dives. You know who had one of the best splitters in baseball history? Kurt Schilling. One of the best splitters of all time. Good grief. That splitter is nasty. Kurt Schilling had a really good splitter, and that looked better than that. This dude's got potential, man. The stats that he had in the minor leagues. Overall, 2019, 2.55 ERA. Actually, not a lot of strikeouts overall, but he should get a lot of strikeouts. Look out for Casey Mize. Here we go. We have made it to the top 10, folks. We have made it. Nate Pearson. I think Nate Pearson should be a little higher on this list. I think Casey Mize should be a little higher on this list, to be honest. The only thing that I'm okay with Casey Mize being right there is just because of the health. But dude, Nate Pearson has got a fastball that will absolutely make you cry yourself to sleep. Here we go. 60 slider as well. I mean, Nate Pearson, man, he had his bumps this year, but this guy, man, there was a lot of hype over his debut. Man, Nate Pearson in 2019, 2.30 ERA, over 100 innings pitched, a lot of strikeouts, not a lot of walks. Nate Pearson, man, if you're a Blue Jays fan, you should be excited over him. I still think the Blue Jays, they need to add a couple, at least one more major league guy for that rotation. I don't think you should lean so heavily on Nate Pearson this year. Ease him in still. Ease him in. So, here we go. Ke'Bryan Hayes. I love Ke'Bryan Hayes. Love Ke'Bryan Hayes. Here we go. This dude has got one of the best fielding abilities right now among all prospects. 75 fielding. He's got a good hit tool already. 55 power. Ke'Bryan Hayes might be one of my favorite prospects on this whole list. I love when a guy can field like that, and he's got the hitting, and he's got the power. I love that, man. So, taking a look at the stat, he played this year a little bit. This dude put up some numbers this year. Over 24 games, hit 376, had 5 home runs, 442 on base. Ke'Bryan Hayes, man, he could be the face of that team for years to come. Look out for him. He's going to be awesome. The dude is the 75 fielding. I love fielding. I don't know what it is. I love when guys, I'm biased towards guys that can just play their position so well. I love that. I get more excited over a good defensive play than like a home run. As crazy as that might sound. I think Ke'Bryan Hayes should be higher on this list. Maybe I'm being biased. I think Ke'Bryan Hayes should be ahead of a CJ Abrams. I think he should be ahead of a Bobby Witt Jr. personally. That's what I think. I think Ke'Bryan Hayes, needs to be higher than these guys. Where was Ke'Bryan Hayes drafted? 32 overall. That's just my opinion. I really like what Ke'Bryan Hayes has done, and the fielding as well. That he's going to have a job in the major leagues for years to come just because of what he can do with the glove. So here we go. CJ Abrams. This guy has a lot of potential. He's got the 80 run. He hit really well. He's got a good hit tool as well. Good arm. But, overall, between rookie ball and A ball, this guy has put up some good numbers so far. Rookie ball, he was nuts. Hit 401 over 32 games. Had 3 homers, 22 RBIs. The dude had a 442 on base in rookie ball. I know it's rookie ball, but whatever. The guy, he has a lot of potential. Still young. I'd personally put him a little lower just because he hasn't shown a big sample size in the minor leagues so far. Bobby Witt Jr., number 2 overall pick in 2019. This guy just has tools all over the place, and he's just a good teammate. He's a good leader. This could be the face of the franchise for the Royals in years to come. 4 years to come. Overall, he hits to all fields. That's really good with him. Good barrels. Good bat speed. I like Bobby Witt Jr. The only reason I would put Ke'Bryan Hayes higher than Bobby Witt Jr. right now is just because Ke'Bryan Hayes is closer to Major League ready. So that's the only reason. Bobby Witt Jr. could absolutely be the number 1 prospect eventually. He has that ability. Overall, not a great start in rookie ball. 262 average. Home run, or 27 RBIs, 317 on base. So still needs to put up the numbers, but the scouting reports really favor him. Mackenzie Gore, I think this guy should be a little higher on this list. I think he should be a little higher. He has put up some really good numbers so far in the minor leagues. The guy has just got all the talent, good frame. Good fastball, good curveball, good changeup, good slider, good control. This guy just has it all. He just has everything you would want in a pitcher. So, as of right now, the Padres would like to see Gore establish more consistency with all 4 of his pitches from outing to outing. So, as we can see here, if we take a look, in 2019, he pitched really well at high A ball over 15 starts, had a 1.02 ERA. But when he got to Double A, the ERA went up a little bit, but the strikeouts were still there. So I think with him, I've seen the highlights of this guy. He's good, man. He's good. Really lanky delivery, really interesting delivery, but it works. Here's a fun one. Julio Rodriguez. Julio Rodriguez, number 5. This dude, he's got all the potential in the world, man. Taking a look. We're going to take a look at a video from him. Let's take a look here. Julio Rodriguez. He's got plus power, already has an advanced approach at the plate. The Mariners made it a goal to go get this guy. And he reminds me of Miguel Cabrera. He has that build already of like a Miguel Cabrera. And then he just has a good hit tool. He's like a Miguel Cabrera, like he's got the size of Miguel Cabrera, but he moves like a younger A-Rod, kind of. What do you got for us, Julio Rodriguez? What do we got here? I mean, look at that. Opposite field power. Opposite field power. That goes all the way to the fence. So Julio Rodriguez, man, he's going to be a fun player. All around good tools right now. 60 hits, 65 power. Yeah, good arm already. Good in the field. So, but yeah, really liking what I'm seeing from Julio Rodriguez so far. Jared Kelenic, sorry. Another one. It's crazy. The Mariners have 2 prospects right now in the top 5. That's nasty. Mariners, man, they're going to be so good. Look out for the Mariners. Jared Kelenic, right now, he's definitely farther along than Julio Rodriguez. He's put up good numbers in the minor leagues so far. 366 on base, had the 290 average. A lot of home runs in 2019 between A-ball, high A-ball, and double-A. I mean, he hit consistent at all of them. The average was down a little bit in double-A, but this dude, he was putting on a show at the spring training, like that mini spring training that they were having before the season started. He was doing well in spring training, the actual spring training before that. Jared Kelenic, man, this guy, a lot of potential with him. Taking a look, the guy just makes such good contact. Every time he hits the ball, it just feels like it's just a loud ball. I mean, I just love the swing. How the Mets gave this guy up, man. Boom! Just a good, solid swing. He's got strength. Boom! Another one. And that was off a lefty, too. Or no, was the other one off a lefty? Or am I just seeing things? Yeah, that was a lefty. And then this one was a righty. He's just a good athletic guy. I think you got to be excited about Jared Kelenic. Absolutely. Got to be excited about him. I'd argue, I might actually turn some heads with this one. I would actually put Kelenic a little higher. I would actually put him 1 spot higher than Torkelson right now. And that is not anything against Torkelson. This guy could end up being one of the most amazing players in the game. But I think Kelenic right now, he's just farther along than a Torkelson. I would personally put Kelenic in the number 3 spot. I would put Torkelson at number 4. I could even argue maybe Torkelson could be number 5. I mean, just because of how he just got drafted. I understand he's the number 1 pick. Yes, I understand. Yes, he's already a very advanced hitter. I'm just talking about like what have you done in the minors? He hasn't played yet in the minors. But overall, he's already got a great approach at the plate. He already just looks like a major league hitter. I mean, just look at the swing here from him. I mean, just a really good, solid swing. He's going to be a really good hitter. If we take a look here at him in the cage, he just looks like a strong guy. Already has great mechanics, textbook mechanics. Take a look at him, USA ball. He had really good power at Arizona State. Dude was hitting like clobbering home runs. I believe he had 40 home runs this past year. Torkelson, man, number 1 pick overall. He's got the 70 power, but with a plus hit tool already. This guy's going to be really good. Personally, I would put Kelenic just 1 spot higher right now, only due to the fact that Kelenic is closer. But if you're looking at overall, just how good they can be in their career, I think Torkelson, man, this is a guy that could stick around for a very long time because he's already a really good hitter. At number 2, Adley Rutschman. This guy, tons of potential. This guy just is as a leader as it gets. Goodness gracious. First overall pick in 2019. Already an amazing hitter. an amazing hitter. Just like Torkelson, already has a ton of power, but a plus hit tool as well. But he's amazing in the field, and he's got a 60 arm. Let's go take a look at Adley Rutschman. He actually had some insane numbers. How do you spell this again? R-U-T-S. Adley Rutschman stats. So in college, this guy put up some numbers, man. Here we go. The dude hit in college. He hit 352 with a 473 on base. Had a good amount of home runs, good amount of RBIs. He had a 1.032 OPS. In 2019, over 57 games, he hit 411. The reason that he only hit 353 overall was because it took him a couple of years to come around. And then in 2018, he hit 408. In 2019, he hit 411. I mean, come on. 17 home runs over 57 games. I mean, 1.327 OPS. Like, come on. This guy's going to be really good. This guy's going to be the face of the franchise for the Orioles for a long time. This is like a Buster Posey kind of a guy. This is like your future guy right here. And number one, Wander Franco. What Wander Franco really reminds me of, he reminds me of like a Xander Bogaerts, but he fields way better. He is faster. He's just like Bogaerts, like times 2. Like Franco is just so good. Taking a look here. Switch hitter, tons of bat speed. You just look at the way he hits, man. I mean, tons of bat speed. The one thing with Franco, like I know this is just a ground ball to the opposite side, but like just look at how quick the bat goes through the zone. And just like, look, I mean, the guy just, he's a really strong guy. I mean, overall, he just hits really well. He's got a ton of speed. Tons of speed. Gets in a third easily right there. Look at that. Like, he is just like, he's going to be a really good ball player, man. He's going to be really good. Taking a look here. Again, that was just a ground ball thing, but and he's just good in the field too. He's just got a good swing already. He's just an athletic guy. He's got the 80 hit overall and 60 power. I mean, come on. And he's fine in the field. He's fast. 70 over. I mean, this guy is the number one prospect for a reason. The 80 hit is really what's going to carry him. But as we can see, Franco has the physical tools and natural ability needed to become the top switch hitter of his generation. He creates electric bat speed with his exceptionally strong hands and wrists, and he knows how to manipulate his swing to put barrel to barrel and make consistent hard contact to all fields. Has good plate discipline. He walks more than he strikes out, so that's already really good. I mean, there's a lot to like about Franco, man. If you're a Rays fan, you could actually end up seeing him really soon. In 2019, had a 3 overall in the minors. He had a 405 on base. He's hit 336. He has 20 home runs overall. I mean, how many stolen bases has he got? 22 stolen bases. He's an all-around player. Just wait, and he's so young. He's only 19 years old right now. Look out for him. I think you definitely could see him this year. So, everyone, we did it. We got through all 100 prospects. All 100 prospects. So, I've been seeing, one guy, for the Red Sox, I've been seeing Jarren Duran. I think Jarren Duran, he's an outfield prospect with the Red Sox right now. Kind of reminds a lot of people of like a Jacoby Ellsbury. I've read a lot of Red Sox people say, like, why isn't Jarren Duran in the top 100? I just don't think Jarren Duran, he hasn't really shown the numbers yet at the minor leagues. He did at a lower level, but when he got up to AA, the numbers really kind of dwindled. But he's got a lot of speed. He kind of reminds me of like a Jacoby Ellsbury. So, I guess kind of sharing my thought on that, just any Red Sox fans out there. But that's just kind of what I think. He has been playing well overseas this past offseason, though. Anyway, I digress. I don't know. I'm getting tired now. Everyone, that's all I got for tonight. This ended up going a lot longer. This was a 2.5 hour stream. Holy cow. Davy Garcia, you can see Davy Garcia on there as well. CFMC. You definitely could see him on there too. I think Clark Schmidt right now offers a little more than a Davy Garcia, like over long term. Just because Davy Garcia kind of, he kind of has like a Marcus Stroman, like smaller size. Overall, like for a whole career, I think Clark Schmidt has the potential to put together a more complete career. While Davy Garcia, personally, I think could be like a short burst kind of a guy where he put up some good numbers this past year with the Yankees. I definitely think there's a case to have Davy Garcia on this list. So Nahawand, top 1,000 prospects tomorrow. I mean, we might, if this took 2.5 hours, so we'll be here for like what, 12 hours tomorrow? I might have to take off work, but we're gonna have to do it. Yeah, Jackson Rutledge. Let's go take a look at a couple of guys here. I'll actually click on the screen. Here we go. Here we go. So let's go to the Nationals. So Jackson Rutledge, the top prospect. Wait, so they have Cade Cavalli. They have Cade Cavalli on the top 100, but they have Jackson Rutledge ahead of on the Nationals list? Oh, this is 2020. Never mind. But all right, so if you take a look, 70 fastball, 60 slider, 55 curve. I need a video. Let's see, Mr. Jackson Rutledge. 70 fastball sounds pretty good if you ask me. Decent. What was that, a cutter? Look more like what was that, a slider? Kind of has a short arm action. Good curveball right there. That was good. Yeah, I don't know. If I take a look here, what are they saying on his scouting report? Had a torn hip labrum, so that could be something. No, that was a long time ago. 6'8". He's got a big frame, 250. Yeah, I don't know. I think Cade Cavalli, man. I'd put Rutledge ahead of Cavalli right now. Cavalli's kind of like this more overall kind of a guy. I would probably put Rutledge here I'd probably put Rutledge like a spot ahead of Cavalli, personally. I could see a case for Rutledge being on the top 100. Or how do you say that? Aurelives Martinez. There we go, Blue Jays. Yeah, he's probably, you could maybe make a case for Alejandro Kirk being on this list. I think he's a little too low here. He's the number 7 guy. Good overall numbers though. 55 hit, 55 power. What are the stats so far? Good numbers. 275 average, 352 on base. He could definitely get onto that list eventually. Kirk, I think, could have a case. Well, maybe not. He's not great in the field. He's got a really good hit. But he did really well with Toronto this year. So, I don't know. You can maybe make a case for Kirk. I could see Simeon Woods Richardson. These 4 guys I could definitely see. These guys I think are just on the outside. Anyone else? Yeah, I could maybe see the Adrian Beltre comparison just because of the power. And he's got the 55 hit, 55 power. Ryan Weathers? I don't know about that one. He's not bad. I'm sorry. He's not bad by any means. He's not bad. I'm not saying he's bad. I don't know. Because I remember looking at a lot of video with Ryan Weathers. I remember because I was wondering if the Red Sox are going to try and get him and if they were going to trade him to the Padres. If they were going to try and trade Mookie to the Padres last offseason. I actually didn't watch too much of Ryan Weathers this year. Good fastball right there. 96 fastball. Good fastballs. Any more highlights? Can we please get a highlight here? Yeah, I mean, throws hard. Hard from the left side, so that's pretty good. I want to know about the off-speed stuff, though. I want to see the off-speed. I want to see the slider change-up. It plays above its velocity, too, with a high spin rate that gives it a deceptive riding life. Weather's changeup is a top secondary weapon, and he should see progress with his spin pitches, too. Upper 70s curveball. Sound delivery, repeats it well, throwing strikes with ease. He's a big dude already. He's 230. 230. So, trust me, I know what 230 pounds feels like. That's a lot of weight. Ultimately, the Padres don't seem too concerned with his second half struggles. So this is an outdated scouting report. So who was number 100? Who is it again? It was Taylor Trammell. I'm not ready to give up on Trammell yet. Just because Trammell has like that. He has a bit of a weak arm, but Trammell has just really good athleticism. I would not put Ryan Weathers ahead of Taylor Trammell. I think Terang, he just has such a good hit tool and he's really athletic. Who are some guys that I think maybe should not be on this list? I think Dane Dunning, I think he should be off just because I don't think he's like incredibly like blows you off the chart. I can see Dane Dunning off this list. Like just being on the outside. I like Shane Baz. Beatty maybe. He's got good power. I don't know, like these I was not impressed with Hunter Bishop and Heliot Ramos. I know Bishop had the power potential. Heliot Ramos, he has the all-around potential, but the stats haven't really translated too much yet. But I don't know. I wouldn't put Ryan Weathers here. I could see Ryan Weathers maybe being like somewhere in the 100 to 110. I mean, he's got a good fastball, don't get me wrong. I just think Trammell, he has more like upside personally than a Ryan Weathers. So, and that's just my opinion. I think Rutledge should be here. I think Cade Cavalli should just be on the outside. I think Rutledge should be right here. Michael Busch is someone who got snubbed. Yeah, Michael Busch, pretty athletic player on the Dodgers system. Here we go, taking a look at the Dodgers. Dodgers had a few prospects here. Oh, no, they only had two. Oh, that's interesting. Was now their prospects they're now at the major leagues. Michael Busch. With Busch, I think I remember reading about him. It's just the fielding with him. He's not great out in the field. He's got, solid hitting, solid power. He could be a decent player. Cody Hoese. Not very athletic. Not too much with the hitting. I'd probably keep Busch and Hoese out on the outside a little bit. Bryson Stott. That's another one. Well, yeah, Mick Abel was on the top. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting these are 2020 rankings. I was about to say, how did Mick Abel get on there? Bryson Stott's an all-around player. I just think the power, it's lacking tool-wise. But it says here he has shown some power. I could see Bryson Stott being on this list. He's had good numbers, I think, so far in the minors, too. 391 on base. 291 average. I could see Bryson Stott on this list. Absolutely. Absolutely. Zach Veen, I think he was ranked. Where was he ranked? He was like, what, 35 or like 36? Oh, no, he was lower. Where is he? He was 54. Wow, I was way off. Yeah, it was 54. I could see that. But again, like I just have this sort of bias for like guys that have already put up numbers in the minor leagues. So I think these high school guys, like even though they have tons of potential, I just think they need to be lower on the list. That's just, I don't know. I mean, what do I know? Hans Kraus. Who the heck is Hans Kraus? Where is he? Where is he? Is he on the Orioles or the Nationals? Rangers. Oh, he's number 7. All right, here we go. Good fastball, though. Good slider. Why is he so low? Oh, that was his 2020. I keep forgetting this list is 2020. 20. I don't like the numbers too. Well, yeah, I don't like the numbers too much. At A ball, 4.41. Not a lot of strikeouts, which is kind of weird because he throws hard, right? 99 with riding life. So why is he not getting any strikeouts? I don't know. But that's a name to keep out for. Definitely. Ulecki Cespedes. I think that's Southsider. I would imagine that probably give it about a year. I would say give him a year. Noelvi Marte. Where is he again? Is he on the Giants? No, where is he? Oh, I'm trying to guess. Where was he? No, was he on the Rangers? I'm not gonna look. I'm trying to remember this. Where is he? No, I'm going blank. Was he on the Diamondbacks? No, I refuse to look at the screen. I'm not gonna have you give me the answer. Where was he? Noelvi Marte. Mariners? Yes, I got it. Oh, there we go. So, here we go. Did you say Mariners? Haha. I'm glad I remembered it. It took me about, 5 guesses, but we got it. But here we go. Yeah, Marte, man. He put up good numbers in rookie ball. 309, 9 homers. Pretty good. Good all-around numbers. Noelvi could have a case. Could have a case. So, alrighty. Everyone. I'm tired. I just read so many scouting reports. I'm probably going to face plant into my pillow. I'm exhausted. So, it was fun, though. It was fun talking about the top prospects. I liked it. I think some guys maybe should be higher. I think some guys should be lower. But overall, what really gets me excited is for this season. I love keeping an eye on prospects, seeing how they're doing in the minors just as much as how they are in the major leagues. So, but yeah. Nihawand, imagine if Bauer buys a Super Bowl commercial to reveal his team. I'd lose my mind. Goodness gracious. All right, everyone. That's all I got for tonight. Thank you to Philip for the $20 super chat earlier, along with the $5 one, Colt with the $2, Boston Ted Sox with the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate those super chats. I just appreciate you all coming out tonight. We got about 10 new subscribers tonight, so pretty cool to see. All right, everyone. That's all I got for tonight. I'm going to go to bed. I'm exhausted, but as always, I'll talk to you next time.